Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio.
True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call
Ghost.
It's 420, man. What's going on, baby? How you doing, folks? And it is a special 420 edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started, folks, I'd like for everybody to please bookmark the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is follows, all right? blogtalkradio.com/ghost, all right? blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And if you haven't already done so, folks, please follow me on Twitter at PoliticsGhost, all one word, no underscores, PoliticsGhost. And this is episode number 246 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is 420 for all the reefer addicts that are out there celebrating this stupid scholastic holiday. It's pretty ridiculous. And as far as I'm concerned, I know that everybody used to expect a show from me back about 4+ years ago. Every time 420 came around, I would find some goddamn marijuana around Austin, Texas, and spark it up in protest of the illegalization of marijuana. But I'm not going to do that this time around, folks. I ain't going to do it. I am not going to do it because I am not a conformist, all right? It seems to me that every brain-dead, moronic moron is sitting here celebrating this ridiculous scholastic holiday, and it's ridiculous, all right? I mean, with all due respect, the individuals that are propping up this ridiculous holiday are basically making an immature picture of those that consume tetrahydrocannabinol. You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't going to do it. All right, you all can, smoke your brains out. I don't really give two rat's asses, all right? And by the way, it's almost legal in I don't know how many states in the United States of America. So it's not some big taboo anymore, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, look at what I'm doing. I'm doing something so illegal, and I'm doing something.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
So taboo. Look at me. I'm so special. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't going to do it. All right? I'm not going to do it because I'm sick and tired of people following in line like a bunch of, ridiculous followers whenever somebody says something. I'm sick and tired of all these little days, like, hey, it's best friend day. Hey, it's, give me a hand job day. It's all these ridiculous days. Mother's Day, Father's Day. It's ridiculous. And let me tell you, folks, I'm not a conformist. I'm not going to sit here and conform to this 420 holiday. If you folks are smoking your brains out, that's your problem, all right? But I can tell you something. You people have basically immatured the whole community that consumes tetrahydrocannabinol, all right? I'm serious. Unfortunately, all right? It's not that edgy anymore, all right? All right, you're not cool because you're sparking up something that grows from the ground, all right? I mean, I've told you this time and time again. The whole reason why marijuana is illegal in the United States is because of Randolph Hearst, you know, from Hearst newspapers, you know, the guy that they created, the movie Citizen Kane about. That guy. You understand that this man, he had two different motives on reasonings why he forced, because remember, he was in charge of the newspapers at the turn of the 20th century and previous, all right? And the reason that he decided that he was going to use his influence of media to make marijuana illegal is because he had major influence in the timber company. Remember, he was a newspaper man, all right? All right, I'm serious. It was a newspaper man. So the marijuana industry was technically a threat to his timber interests. So, of course, the only way to prevent his timber interest from being depleted or being bankrupt is by forcing the government to make this substance, or plant, I should say, it's not even a substance, illegal. All right? And let me explain why. 1 acre of marijuana can produce the same amount of paper as 10 acres of trees. You understand? So Randolph Hearst decided that he was going to protect his lumber interest and influence America to force the government to make this tetrahydrocannabinol, marijuana, illegal. Now, how did he do that? Well, he highlighted the influx of immigrants out here in Texas. Believe it or not, this immigration problem has been happening for a long time. All right, a long time. Back at the turn of the 20th century, we had a lot of illegal Mexicans coming from the border, coming into Texas, and basically taking away the jobs of the individuals that were here. All right, I mean, they were undercutting farm workers, they were undercutting farm hands, so on and so forth. And as a result, it was basically depleting a lot of the Caucasian persuasion from working out here in Texas and in the farms and in the South, so on and so forth. So what Hearst did, he killed two birds with one stone, all right? He knew that most of America did not like this illegal immigration problem. So he highlighted the illegal immigration problem at the turn of the 20th century and said that the Mexicans that were coming across the border were reefer addicts. All right, and he highlighted the fact that there were a couple of goddamn people out here that were, high on reefer or some kind of garbage like that. All right, and these Mexicans went out and raped people. I mean, it was a select few group of Mexican people that came across the border to work. But like everybody in the media likes to do, they like to take isolated incidences and make it seem as if it's the norm in today's America, as if it's the norm of today's society. You understand? And you see that hysteria that Randolph Hearst incepted in his newspapers spread like wildfire throughout the United States, and as a result, all right, you had all of America trying to push the United States government to make this illegal, because to be honest with you folks, there wasn't that much of an influx of tetrahydrocannabinol consumption until the Mexicans brought it from the border. And of course, folks, in South America and Mexico, I mean, this stuff grows wild out there, all right? All right, I'm serious. I'm not joking. I mean, prior to the influx or the influence of tetrahydrocannabinol in American society, most people were drinkers or they smoked tobacco, all right? A lot of tobacco smokers out here in America, and then once they started, getting wind of that, the tobacco industry also had an interest to make sure that marijuana was illegal. So once again, folks, get yourself educated on why in the hell you people are praising a plant that shouldn't even be illegal in the first place, all right? I'm just sick of this immature approach to consuming tetrahydrocannabinol. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, yeah, dude, I'm smoking weed, dude. I'm so cool, dude. Oh, man, I'm breaking the law, man. Oh, Maui Wowie, man. I mean, get the hell out of here, for Christ's sake. I mean, you know, you got magazines like High Times, for Christ's sake. I mean, is this a joke? I mean, you've actually got stoners sitting here waxing their carrot to a centerfold of a bud, all right? I mean, they're waxing their carrots to centerfolds of marijuana buds, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, good God. I mean, I'm not against anybody who wants to consume this stuff. I don't really care one bit or the other. But to put this 420, all right, on such a pedestal is ridiculous. And I bet you half you idiots don't even know why the reference of marijuana or the consumption of marijuana is correlated to this number 420, all right? And for you folks that don't know, let me enlighten you morons that are sitting here that don't know. The bottom line is, all right, is that the reason 420 is the holiday for these marijuana smokers is because 420 is the police code for marijuana possession, all right? For all you folks that don't know why, all right, the bottom line is, you know, when these coppers, when they call in stuff on their little walkie-talkies, when they do the, yeah, we got a 420 every, that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's why this is 420, folks, all right? Hey, Templeton, get over here. See, I got Templeton over here. You see, he's even upset about the whole situation of 420. You okay, Templeton? You all right? Jesus Christ. I'm serious, folks. I mean, you know, enough of this 420 crap, all right? You even got my dog upset. You hear my dog? Get over there, Templeton. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. It is a free format edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast today, folks. I'm going to be taking your calls. It's going to be kind of like what we did last Friday. All right? What we did last Friday was where I take your calls, you have questions, we have a discourse, we talk about whatever you want to talk about today, all right? Now, before I start taking your calls, I do want to talk about a few things. I do want to talk about how Donald Trump literally landslided the New York primary last night. I had a great time watching, you know, the GOP getting bitch slapped, even though they tried. They genuinely tried to halt the progress of the Trump train, folks. I mean, we had reports that they were running out of ballots for Donald Trump and the Republicans in Harlem. We had reports that certain voting machines in New York weren't working. We had reports that polling stations were closed, for Christ's sake. I mean, it's disgusting. It's pathetic. But even with all that attempted sabotage by the GOP, I mean, Donald Trump won by over 70-something%, baby. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, and I am glad that he did, because I was going to throw a damn shit fit if this man did not get over 65+% of the primary vote in New York. All right, now I'm glad that he did, because I'm serious. I was just gonna throw a conniption fit. I was gonna start foaming at the mouth up here today, but I am happy, as you can see. I've got a smile on my face, and it's not because I'm consuming any tetrahydrocannabinol. I'm happy because the Trump train is full steam ahead, baby, and ain't nothing stopping us. All right, no goddamn GOP rigged corruption. All right, no leftist agitation. No international agitation from the damn communist Chinese, the UN, NATO, or any of these other bureaucratic institutions. All right? The Trump train is full speed ahead. And I love it, baby. I'm telling you, I'm happy. I mean, I got a smile on my face, baby. All right? Because as I've said previous, Trump has lit the fuse of a capitalist revolution that each and every one of us capitalists must continue onward. We should continue to light the fuse, continue to make sure that this damn thing is lit, that this powder keg blows up in the faces of all these leftists, of all these international bureaucratic institutionalists, of all these bureaucrats, of all these losers, for Christ's sake. And I'm telling you, I am full throttle with Donald Trump, all right? That's all there is to it. This man is literally a revolution. Whether you're for or against Donald Trump, I'm strongly advising you to please vote for this man. He is an anti-establishment, all right? He is an anti-establishment candidate, All right, whether you're for him or against him, a vote for Donald Trump is a vote against the political class. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote against the political establishment. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote against bureaucracy. It's a vote against bureaucrats. It's a vote against the career politicians that have put us in the current situation that they're in. All right? I'm not joking. So if you're in opposition to the government, all right, if you're in opposition to the marriage of corporations with government, if you're against the political corruption, if you are against lifelong bureaucrats, by God, what are you doing? Go out and vote for Donald Trump, all right? I mean, all you people that are nitpicking at this man, you need to realize that when this man is elected, I think it was the billionaire Daniel Pena, you know, one of these Latinos that the Latinos don't ever glorify, even though this man is a self-made man. You know, instead of glorifying somebody who is a self-made capitalist from California, a Latino, okay? This guy self-made himself so rich that he now owns a goddamn castle in Scotland, all right? Daniel Pena even said that if Donald Trump is elected, he's going to rock the planet. He's going to change the way the whole world is working, because right now, as we see it, the whole world is brought together by an international consortium of bureaucracy, an international consortium of corporations that are merged with this international bureaucracy. And if Donald Trump's elected, he's going to rock the planet, and I agree with Daniel Pena, all right? And let me tell you, you Latinos that are listening to me out there that are worshiping this communist idiot Julio Cesar Chavez, all right? That's the boxer. I'm sorry, Cesar Chavez. Sorry. I mean, Jesus Christ. I didn't mean the boxer Julio Cesar Chavez, although you worship him too, even though he's from Mexico and could care less about Mexican Americans. I'm talking about Cesar Chavez, the migrant organizer, this unionized communist out there who unionized migrant workers, who, by the way, was also against illegal immigration, you dumb Mexican-American Latino idiots. Do you understand that? Cesar Chavez was against illegal immigration because it affected the migrant workers that were picking grapes in California. So for all you Latinos that are in America that are trying to side with the Mexicans from Mexico, I need to reiterate with you folks that the Mexicans from Mexico do not like you people, all right? I mean, they think that you're idiots, all right? I mean, they think that you're Yankee morons. And if you don't believe me, but by God, go to freaking Mexico yourself. If you're a Latino that's an American Latino that, you know, that's born here, raised here, so on and so forth, go out there to Mexico and see if they're down with La Raza as it relates to you, and they are not, all right? I'm not joking. They are not down with you folks, all right? So once again, stop worshiping this communist idiot Cesar Chavez, although to his credit, once again, he was against illegal immigration, all right? Get that through your stupid Latino heads, all right? He was against illegal immigration, whether you leftists want to admit it, believe it, or not. But anyway, the reason I brought up Daniel Pena, because this guy said that he, and I'm talking about Donald Trump, will rock the planet. And he brought up another good point, too, which I have alluded to on this broadcast. Bernie Sanders, all right? I mean, I'd like to see a Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump election, all right? I'm serious, man. I mean, Donald Trump versus Bernie Sanders, capitalism versus socialism, final fight, baby. And who, regardless of who is elected on either side, even though I don't think Bernie Sanders has a chance in hell, whoever's elected on either side, the world is going to change. And I'm telling you, we've had it up to here at this point in time with these damn career bureaucrats and these politicians and all this political crap. We're tired of it. And I'm telling you, I don't think that the Bernie Sanders supporters are as serious as the Trump train. I mean, as you can see, the Trump train is definitely impacting the influence of the GOP's fixing of the election. You understand what I'm saying? They're getting a little trigger shy at this point in time, even though they were out there laughing at us, even though they were talking garbage to us, even though they're trying to steal elections from us, even though they're trying to say that our vote doesn't count, for Christ's sake. They're starting to tiptoe around the idea of being totalitarians, since we are taking it very serious, and we are going to converge on the GOP convention this summer if the goddamn GOP does not oblige the people's will, all right? I mean, these people are not the proletariat of the freaking GOP, all right? These are not the vanguard of the proletariat in the GOP, excuse me, all right? These people are stupid morons that should not be thinking this totalitarian trash because we sent troops out to die for freedom. Remember that? This is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, and you've got these political idiots out here on both sides of the political spectrum trying to suggest to us that we never had freedom, that we never had a vote, that our vote never counted, that we should have voterless elections, for Christ's sake. It's disgusting. I'm telling you, it's disgusting, folks. But anyway, regardless of that, I am completely optimistic after this utterly brutal primary in New York. All right? I mean, Ted Cruz in one district in New York got beat by Ben Carson, and the man's not even running for president anymore. So that just goes to show you that, Ted Cruz's star is fading, and the only way that he's going to get any more delegates is if he continues to do Bush crime family type tactics in trying to intimidate delegates, stealing delegates, so on and so forth. I mean, that's all it comes down to. That's the only way Ted Cruz, and as a matter of fact, that's the only reason why he's still in the goddamn game. And I'm calling on Ted Cruz and John Kasich. It's time for you sons of bitches to get out. There is no mathematical possibility that you idiots could ever win, all right? And frankly, what you all have done in this GOP primary and caucus has basically slapped the freaking voters in their faces, all right? I mean, both Kasich and Ted Cruz have both said that they're going to get to an election and they're going to broker it no matter how many primary votes they have, no matter how many delegates they have. That's totalitarianism, for Christ's sake. Both of those scumbags. And anybody who votes for Ted Cruz, anybody who votes for John Kasich is voting for totalitarianism. They're against voting. I mean, isn't that the whole reason why we went out and tried to democratize the world so that we can bring the democratized vote to the Middle East and elsewhere, for Christ's sake? How come we don't have it anymore, boy? How come we don't have it? I'm telling you, the Trump train will not go quietly in that good night if the GOP continues with this goddamn fixing shenanigans. I can guarantee you that right goddamn now. Anyway, folks, the Trump train keeps moving forward. I'm excited about it. I got a smile on my face, on top of which, instead of consuming tetrahydrocannabinol like these goddamn bloodshot, red-eyed pieces of mealy-mouthed crap that are out here all puffing on the magic dragon today, I am going to decide to, guess what, consume some Johnny Walker Blue Label. Oh, yeah. Woo! That's right, boy. I'm going to consume some Johnny Walker Blue Label because this is a capitalist revolution, and by God, if you're a capitalist, get off the sidelines and get on the front lines, get on the Trump train, and make sure that we're full steam ahead, and this GOP establishment does not try to rob us of our rightful vote. Anyway, I want to say cheers to the capitalist army. I want to say cheers to everybody who's listening to me. And once again, folks, if you haven't already done so, there's all kinds of little buttons underneath the player, or on the side of the player, rather. Go ahead and click those Facebook like buttons, retweet this buttons, and other social media buttons. Use and abuse those buttons, baby. All right? Spread it around like wildfire. That True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, folks, all right? I mean, seriously. Anyway, cheers to the capitalist, cheers to everybody on the Trump train, and, of course, cheers to the leader at this point in time of the capitalist revolution, and that's none other than Donald Trump. Cheers, baby. Cheers. Oh. Woo! I'm telling you, baby, that never gets old, baby. A little $30 sip of Johnny Walker Blue Label, oh yeah, is oh so goddamn good, baby. Anyway, let me go on to one more subject matter, and then we're going to go ahead and take your calls and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Obama today went to go visit the land of Saudi Arabia in an attempt to quell any kind of bad feelings in relation to the potential releasing of the 28 pages of the 9/11 report. And, of course, folks, if you don't know what the 28 pages are, well, by God, you've been living under a rock. You've been listening to the talking heads on the mainstream media, and you need to start enlightening yourself about what the hell's happening here. Now, there have been 28 pages that have been classified from the Americans' view since 9/11, all right, since the actual attack itself. Now, in those 28 pages, which have been seen by senators, congressmen, and anybody who is affiliated with the government, as they have alluded, if these 28 pages were released, it will implicate Saudi Arabia's role in the 9/11 attacks, all right? I mean, directly involved with the 9/11 attacks. Now, Barack Obama has alluded to the fact that he may declassify these 28 pages. Now, the Saudi Arabian government, in response, decided to say that if Obama declassifies these 28 pages, that they are going to unleash economic warfare on America. And they've alluded to the fact that they'll sell $750 million worth of American bonds, which could potentially take a big hit on the dollar. They suggested that they may rise the price of oil and all kinds of other methods to try to deter us from releasing the 28 pages. But as far as I'm concerned, folks, we need to release the 28 pages and get everybody, not only in America, but throughout the international community, so pissed off that we all converge on Saudi Arabia and behead each and every one of these pieces of garbage that behead innocent people in their country for something as ridiculous as, stealing, all right? I'm not joking, for Christ's sake. I think it was Paul Joseph Watson that put out a video yesterday titled, "Saudi Arabia is a Cancer on the Earth." And I agree. They are a cancer on the earth. These individuals are the ones that are funding these radical Islamic madrasas all over the country. They're the ones who funded the Taliban. All right, they're the ones who funded Al-Qaeda. They're the ones funding ISIS, for Christ's sake. All right, I mean, why don't you take a look at the ISIS flag and compare it to the Saudi Arabian flag? It's the same freaking flag, for Christ's sake. It's only different colors. I mean, the ISIS flag is freaking black. I mean, you people need to start recognizing what the hell is going on out here, man. I'm telling you, the Saudi Arabia is a complete cancer. And you know what's really baffling is that we have a base out there in Saudi Arabia to protect these pieces of trash. If we were to go ahead and just say, you know what, you're on your own, are you kidding me? You know how many people would just start invading these pieces of trash to take over this ridiculous pissing ground of a desert? I'm talking even fellow Muslim countries don't like these pieces of garbage. And the only reason that Saudi Arabia has been able to run roughshod of the world is because we kiss their ass. And we protect them, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, the first Gulf War in the early 90s, the whole reason why we went out there, folks, was because Saudi Arabia was scared that Saddam Hussein was going to go right at Saudi Arabia once he took over Kuwait, all right? And these Saudi Arabians were shaking in their goddamn turbans, not knowing what the hell was going to happen. And if it wouldn't have been for, of course, Bush Sr., which, of course, them and the Saudis vacation with each other. I mean, Bush Jr. kissed the freaking Saudi royal king on the cheek. Y'all remember that crap? He kissed him on the cheek and then held his hand. Y'all remember? That's on YouTube, folks, if y'all don't believe me. He held his hand like he was the Saudi Arabians' king's bitch, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not joking. I'm tired of being the partner of freaking Saudi Arabia. These people have, first of all, these people haven't even been around for that long. I mean, lest we forget the Treaty of Versailles that basically carved up the Ottoman Empire, which is now Turkey, all right, carved up the Ottoman Empire like a cake, all right? And once again, the whole reason why the Middle East has any kings and monarchs and that sort of thing is because of the English influence in the Treaty of Versailles. There's no monarch or feudalism in Arab history or in Islamic history, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is a construct that's been put forth after the World War I, for Christ's sake, man. Don't you understand that? I mean, don't you folks know about the story of Lawrence of Arabia? I mean, Lawrence of Arabia, this was the British agent, this British secret agent, for Christ's sake, that went undercover in the Ottoman Empire and went all across the Ottoman Empire and struck deals with the tribal warlords of the Ottoman Empire. And the whole reason why the Ottoman Empire crumbled was because you got Lawrence of Arabia, who basically usurped the Ottoman Empire from within. He guaranteed tribal warlords certain parts of the globe, which are now these royal families in the Middle East. I mean, this is why these royal families are in existence. These families are barely 100 years old, 100-something years old, all right? This is not a precedent that goes back any farther than post-World War I. I mean, I'm serious, man. I'm not joking. So, once again, folks, all right, this Saudi Arabian royal family and all these royal families in the Middle East are a direct consequence of the World War I fiasco, all right? And the whole reason why we're seeing radical Islam and the whole reason why we're seeing all this nonsense is because it's a direct consequence of the Treaty of Versailles. All right, I'm serious, man. This is the English's fault. Now, I don't mean to hate on my brethren from across the pond over there, but you all implemented these damn royal families, man. I mean, do you understand that? The whole reason why the Saudis have a royal family was because the English gave them the construct to do so. All right, why do you think there's a royal family in Jordan? All right, there was a royal family in Egypt before it got overthrown. There was a royal family in Iran, the Shah of Iran, before he got overthrown. I mean, you understand that there's a royal family in Qatar. All right, there's a royal family in all the Middle East, for Christ's sake, and it's a direct consequence of the English. All right? The Treaty of Versailles, post-World War I, when the freaking Ottoman Empire crumbled, for Christ's sake. Lawrence of Arabia, he struck deals with the warlords. Those warlords are now the royal family descendants. You understand that? And the only people that really got screwed in this Treaty of Versailles was the Kurds, all right? Oh, yeah, the Peshmerga, for Christ's sake, because they were the only ones that didn't strike a deal with Lawrence of Arabia. And Kurds have been a landless people ever since. That's why everybody hates the Kurds in the Middle East, because they weren't in line with what Lawrence of Arabia and the English constructed during the Treaty of Versailles, during World War I, so on and so forth, folks. So, once again, this is a little bit of a history lesson for you folks that don't understand why there's freaking royal families, all right, in the Middle East, all right? There's freaking royal families in the Middle East, all right? There is no feudalistic or monarchic precedent in the Middle East or beyond post-World War I, or before post-World War I, excuse me. Anyway, folks, once again, Obama is visiting the Saudi Arabian royal family, and as he arrived in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, none of the royal family was there to greet him. That's right. No one was there to greet him. I think the governor of Riyadh or something went there and said, "Hey, how are you doing? How are you doing? Welcome to Arabia," and all this other crap. I mean, the Saudi kings, no Saudi princes, nobody was there to greet Obama, because these goddamn Saudis are so scared shitless that these 28 pages are going to be released, and the American people are going to be so pissed off that they're going to want to turn Saudi Arabia into a pit of sand with no people, all right? And that's all there is to it. And moreover, folks, what I don't understand is why aren't the leftists pissed off about Saudi Arabia, huh? I mean, this is the most oppressive country in the world. I mean, you know that they consider women who drive cars a terrorist act, all right? I'm not kidding, man. I mean, women have to go into another line if they're going to buy something in any store in Saudi Arabia, all right? I mean, women are second-class citizens, and yet I don't hear the feminists, I don't hear leftists, I don't hear liberals, I don't hear communists, socialists talk about any of this crap, any of it, So that's all there is to it, folks, all right? I'm sick of this crap, all right? I hope, which I don't believe will happen, but I hope that they release the 28 pages, but I think that Obama's going over to Saudi Arabia to kiss their ass, to reassure them that he's not going to release the 28 pages, that everything's going to be all right. Moreover, Barack Obama kind of made it illegal for anyone to sue Saudi Arabia because of their ties to the 9/11 attacks. So the people, or excuse me, the families of the 9/11 victims are a little upset at Barack Obama because this government, our government, Barack Obama's government, is going to prohibit them from actually suing these freaking billionaires out here in Saudi Arabia because of their direct involvement on 9/11, for Christ's sake. And on top of implicating Saudi Arabia in these 28 pages, folks, it's also going to implicate the Bush family, the Clinton family, Dick Cheney. It's going to show that NORAD was told to stand down during these 9/11 attacks. I mean, it's going to show a lot of stuff that people need to – it's going to shock people. I mean, the reality of what really happened on 9/11 is really going to shock the hell out of people, and that's why you got the Saudi Arabians really shaking in their goddamn towel head turbans because – I mean, they're afraid. I mean, they're afraid that the American people are going to get so pissed off that they're going to kick the living bejesus out of the damn Saudi Arabians, and I don't blame them, boy. I don't blame them. So anyway, folks, that's all I really want to talk about. Donald Trump wins the New York primary, and Obama goes to Saudi Arabia to bow down to the royal family to reassure them that he's not going to release the 28 pages. And even if he does, he already made it illegal to try to sue Saudi Arabia for their direct involvement on the 9/11 attacks. All right? Anyway, folks, I want to go ahead and take some calls here, folks. I mean, this is a free format 420 edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Of course, I'm your host, the man they call Ghost. I'm going to talk about anything you want to talk about, all right? Give me a call right now at 516-453-9903 is the number to call. We want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, all right? Let's go ahead and take some. Do we have any callers, engineer, by the way? Do we have any callers? Well, according to him, we got a few callers here, so let's go to the boards. And let's see what we can find. We're talking about anything you want to talk about, all right? A free format show today. Let's take 518. What's up? You're on the air.
Hey, Ghost. First off, how's it going on this 420?
I'm not doing too bad, man. How are you doing?
It could be better. We got a couple of the immigrants, the refugees, working at Burger King now. I sadly have to work there.
Oh, my God, really? I mean, there are genuine refugees from the Middle East and the battle-hardened areas?
Yep, we got 3 bearded, refuse-to-shave men here that came because, you know, they don't know how to fight their own battles, and the women and children should.
You know, that's a very good point. I mean, I don't understand why this migration situation that's happening in Europe and now Obama's trying to bring over here to America, why exactly I don't see a whole plethora of women and children. I mean, and look, ISIS has even admitted to this, that they're going to use the migration crisis to infiltrate Europe and America. Have they said any kind of pro-ISIS rhetoric or anything like that?
Well, they do gibber to each other every now and then, but I've kept my distance from them, honestly. I don't trust them. I don't mean it racistly, but, you know.
I don't blame you. Are you kidding me, man? I mean, you know, here you are. You're a young capitalist just trying to work, trying to make a few bucks over here, and then you got to, you know, affiliate with a potential. I'm not saying that these gentlemen may or may not be, but if they're growing the beards and, you know, they're not wanting to shave them and, you know, they're talking gibberish to each other and not wanting to assimilate, I think that's a very big cause for concern. All right, and I'm serious. Do you know where they came from by any chance? Do you know what part of the country, part of the world?
Honestly, not really, but I got something funny I have to tell you I did to one of them on their lunch break.
All right, go for it. Let's hear it.
So horrible, but the original chicken sandwiches, they're crappily made and the skin flops up. I slid a little sliver of bacon in it.
Woo! Hey, man, that's pretty funny, man. I want to thank you for calling up. And look, I know it's probably a little tough to work around these individuals because you don't know if these are battle-hardened jihadis that are just a sleeper cell waiting to be called up, by some of these leaders out here. I don't blame you, man. I mean, how in the hell and why in the hell these jihadis left their country and left their children and their women and instead came over here to try to bully not only America, but they're bullying Europe at this point in time right now. So I feel sorry for you, young man, but, keep on hustling. All right, keep on trucking. Don't worry about it, man, and just keep your eyes peeled, all right? All right, now, just my little word of advice. If you hear them for no reason praying to Allah, get the hell out of there as soon as possible, all right? I mean, once they just start praying to Allah for no reason, get out, all right? Because they're about to see 72 virgins in their mind, if you understand my drift, all right? If they start just for no reason, you're there, you're doing your job, you're doing whatever you do is your occupation, and they start praying to Allah, get out. Anyway, I want to thank you, young man, and I hope that you keep capitalizing, and I hope you stay safe. Let's continue taking callers, folks. Once again, this is a 420 edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. All right, this is a free format edition. We're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just give me a call. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. Let's take the 513 area code. What's going on?
Hello.
How's it going?
How are you?
I'm not bad. What do you want to talk about, man?
Hey, your mama still got worms crawling out her pussy?
I can't hear you. Your phone's crapping out, for Christ's sake. What do you got? Cricket Wireless or something? I can't understand you. Do you need somebody to give you a call right now?
Oh,
do you need somebody? Okay. Oh, you want me to give your number out on the air? Is that it? Okay. 513-409. All right. 513-409-4170. Somebody help this guy out. He needs help. All right. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, baby. All right, 516-453-9903. All right, 831. What's going on? What do you want to talk about, man? It's 420 edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. What's up?
Oh, hey, Ghost Shaggy calling here. I just wanted to wish you a happy 420, man. Hope you have a good one. And next time you should join me and Scoop or a blunt sometime.
I don't know if that's a high Kermit or somebody's got their nuts in a, I don't know. Anyway, 201, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, Ghost, what's your opinion on India and its designated shitting streets?
Well, unfortunately, India is trying to modernize itself, but the problem is they have a huge population problem. I'm serious. I mean, their population is bigger than China's, and yet they possess a smaller geopolitical piece of real estate than China. And to be able to educate, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that Indians aren't educated. These are very smart people. As a matter of fact, a lot of the programming jobs, a lot of the IT jobs, a lot of these sophisticated tech jobs are being outsourced to India. Moreover, not just the tech jobs are being outsourced to India. Did you hear that accounting jobs are also being outsourced to India? Because these are, astute math students and so on and so forth. So I know that at face value, India looks like, it's an impoverished nation and they don't have central plumbing in a lot of areas. They have to ration out water and so on and so forth. But I would be very wary about just continuously assuming that position about Indian people. All right? I mean, they're taking sophisticated jobs away from America. And if you don't believe me, folks, look it up, for Christ's sake. I mean, these Indians, they are taking the accounting jobs away from American people or American companies. I mean, corporations are doing it. GE, what was it, a few years back, they had their taxes done in India, for Christ's sake. And because these people are so brilliant at math, they were able to make sure that GE didn't pay 1 red cent of taxes, all right? So, once again, I know that maybe you don't like Indians for whatever reason. I mean, they eat curry or whatever. I don't know. But I would strongly advise you to not be as racist, because that's pretty ignorant. Because these Indian people are very competent, and they're already taking jobs away from sophisticated American educated people. All right, and that's all there is to it. All right, I mean, seriously, man. I mean, you need to look this up. I mean, you think that just because you're getting an education in computer science, you think just because you're getting an education in accounting, that you're going to have yourself a 30-year employment opportunity out here in America? Are you kidding me, man? These Indians are outsmarting you people as it relates to math, as it relates to science. All right? I mean, that's why everything's being outsourced, baby. Anyway, let's continue going. This is a 420 edition, of course, of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I want to hear from you. What do you want to talk about? 516-453-9903 is the number to call. Let's take some more callers. 347, what do you want to talk about?
All right, this is the guy who was calling in, who was voting in from the freaking primaries. Ghost, you gave my number out, and thanks for doing so. This is the same guy, Raldi. Anyway, I was not pissed off at you. I was just pissed off that I was seeing freaking Hillary win. That was some bullshit.
Well, hey, you Bernie Sanders fans aren't taking it very serious. All right? I mean, y'all aren't taking this election serious one bit. You Bernie Sanders fans are too worried about what's going on over here on the Trump train when you need to worry about your own election being completely flushed down the toilet. Now, once again, I will continue to reiterate that Bernie Sanders will not be the nominee for the Democratic Party. It doesn't matter how many primaries he wins, doesn't matter how many caucuses he wins, he will not be the nominee, all right? Hillary Rotten Clinton has it in the bag, and Bernie Sanders already knows this, all right? He's just trying to take whatever's left in your stupid, dumb college debt accounts and have you transfer that into his campaign contribution account so when he retires, he can go out in the sunset and live pretty, baby. I mean, let's be honest, all right? Why did Bernie Sanders go and visit the Pope, huh? I mean, was that absolutely necessary? Of course not, all right? You mean to tell me that maybe Mrs. Sanders or maybe Mr. Sanders himself didn't have aspirations to maybe take a vacation in between this little supposed campaign trip, for Christ's sake? I mean, get the hell out of here, all right? There was no reason for Bernie Sanders to go to Rome. I mean, even the Pope was like, I didn't invite this bastard. I mean, seriously, man. I mean, how much more idiotic do you Bernie Sanders people need to be to realize that this guy is a ringer? All right, he is an establishment Democratic candidate, and he's already said that no matter what, he will support the nominee, which will be Hillary Clinton, for the Democratic Party. Why do you think he's not making a shit fit about all the delegates that are being robbed from him? Why do you think he's not making a fit about being left off ballots, for Christ's sake, man? He does not care. So once again, you Bernie Sanders fans, you people are idiots with all due respect. Socialism will never come about, all right? Nobody wants socialism. And once again, you idiot socialists that think you're socialist, where were you when Obama and Hillary Clinton took down the half-assed socialist model that worked in the world, Muammar Gaddafi? I didn't hear any of you people, all you socialists were completely silent when Muammar Gaddafi was taken down, and this man was a socialist. I mean, don't you understand it? He was a socialist, you morons. There was free health care for every Libyan citizen in the country. Every Libyan citizen got a house, all right? Got some place to live, have a roof over their head, for Christ's sake. All right? Every Libyan citizen got a cut of the state's oil revenues that were sold on the world market. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, folks? This man was a socialist. I'm not saying his country was great or, his socialist model worked, but it worked enough for him to sustain power until Hillary Rotten Clinton and Barack Hussein Obama decided to remove him from power because he wanted to make a gold-backed dinar. All right? I mean, it's as simple as that. Where were you socialists then, you pieces of trash? Huh? Oh, that's right. You're ignorant losers, all right? You're uneducated assholes. That's right. I forgot. You stupid socialists, you don't have the intellectual curiosity to understand that Gaddafi was a socialist and what freaking socialism actually is, all right? And this should go to show all you socialists how stupid you people really are. You people are stupid. I'm serious. You're completely stupid, and I hate socialists, man. I don't like them. All right? I mean, they are a cancer on the earth. Communists, socialists, feminists, they are. All right? I'm telling you this right now. They are a cancer on the earth, just like Saudi Arabia. All right, boy? Anyway, let's continue going on, for Christ's sake. I don't want to talk about Bernie's stupid prostate-infected Sanders anymore.
Hey, I'm Bernie Sanders, and if you vote for me, I promise to make it the law that you have a free college degree, but you have to serve 40 years in a gulag, and I'll give you free health care, and I'll give you whatever you want. Just put all your college debt money into my campaign contribution account, Bernie Sanders for president, and I'll do whatever you think I say I'm going to do. You stupid morons.
I mean, give me a freaking break, man. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. We are live right here over the internet. And please spread it around like wildfire that True Capitalist Radio is in effect in the house. We want to take your calls. It's a free format edition today because it's 420, dude. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. 909, what's going on? What do you want to talk about? Jesus Christ. I mean, what are you doing, man? Nobody cares about some stupid, dumb freaking clip that you're playing, for Christ's sake. Wait till Radio Graffiti, you stupid, no-personality having loser. 919, what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about?
Hey, Ghost. How's it going?
How you doing, man?
Just wondering if you're planning on smoking some tetrahydrocannabinol, man.
No, I am absolutely not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it. All right? I mean, I used to do it long ago, 4 years ago, because it was an illegal substance, all right? I mean, the government made a big freaking deal about it. It's a freaking plant that grows from the earth. I mean, you got people that are paying hundreds of dollars for like half ounces, for Christ's sake, in parts of the country, and all you need to do is get, what is it, a freaking dirt, pot and plant, and, you get a couple of seeds, you throw it in there, and within like 3 months, you got yourself a whole yield of freaking ounces of pot, for Christ's sake, ounces of marijuana. I do not like conformist scholastic holidays, folks. I don't like them, all right? I don't like when everybody is falling in line because the government or some authority says so. I don't like it, all right? I'm an individual. I'm a capitalist, and that's all there is to it. I am not a follower, all right? I'm not a follower. I don't care what people think about me, all right? I am a nonconformist. I'm not somebody who tries to win the approval of other people. I could care less what people think about me, boy. I could care less. I don't give a crap. And that's the way you should feel as well. I mean, who the hell cares what people say about you, what people think about you? Who are these people? I mean, the people that are first to judge are typically 99.9% of the time at a lower loser level than you are, all right? I mean, the whole reason why anybody is critical of your life, if somebody is critical of your life, is because they're jealous, all right? They're envious of you, all right? So I am not going to follow in line with everybody because I'm sick of that crap, all right? I'm sick of people saying, oh, look, it's 420 today, so I have to smoke marijuana. And same with, like, you go into these dance clubs. I'm out here on 6th Street, folks, and, the 6th Street, you just walk by. You can see right into the damn dance clubs. You can just see right inside of them. It's wide open, so on and so forth. I'm sick and tired of seeing these people, like, coordinating dances with each other. Have you seen this crap, for Christ's sake, man, where the whole club does the same goddamn dance? Like everybody's just, oh, here we go, then do-si-do, and, boot scoot boogie, and all these ridiculous group dynamic-based dances, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, what are we, fascist here? What, we got to, go and just listen to what everybody else is doing? I hate group dynamics, man. I mean, because group dynamics does not take any substance. It doesn't. I mean, the proof is in the socialists, the feminists, the communists, all right? It doesn't take intellectual curiosity to get a group of idiots together to rabble-rouse and piss people off. I'm serious. I'm not impressed with this crap. So, no, I'm not going to smoke any marijuana because I think it's ridiculous. I'll smoke marijuana when I want to, not when, society tells me to, all right? I am a nonconformist, and I'm not going to conform to some stupid ridiculousness just because everybody else is doing it, all right? I'm an individual. I'm a capitalist. And before I get into anything else, did anybody see the markets today, folks? Did y'all see commodities? 3 weeks ago when I came back on, or 3.5 weeks ago when I came back on this broadcast, I told people that I was no longer going to give any kind of market analysis because I believe that the market at any time, could just completely collapse. Now, I can't really guesstimate when that's going to happen, all right? But I did allude to the fact that if people wanted to make a few bucks here in the next 3 to 6 months, to entertain buying exchange-traded funds, ETFs, in correlation with the rise of gold, in correlation with the rise of Brent crude, and the correlation in the rise of WTI sweet crude, for Christ's sake. All right? I mean, look at what's happening today, baby. I mean, WTI sweet crude, all right, is up 3.77% on the day. Brent crude is up 3.47% on the day. I mean, it continues to increase and increase and increase. And if you would have listened to yours truly and entertained some ETFs in regards to the correlation of the rise of oil and gold and silver, you'd be making some coin in your pocket right now, baby. And as I alluded to yesterday, on top of commodities rising, we are seeing equities, stocks rising, which doesn't make any sense because traditional investing, back when there was fundamentals involved, I don't know what the heck, I mean, with the merging of Wall Street and the banks and the governments, I mean, this is all a rigged system, folks. It's all rigged. This has nothing to do with individual investing any longer. The people that are running the stock market at this point in time, and the commodities market for that matter, are mutual funds, hedge funds, all these funds, all these managers of these funds, retirement funds, so on and so forth. These are the individuals that are creating this artificial volatility. They're the ones that are creating these artificial pops up in the market and sinks down in the market, for Christ's sake. Moreover, we have these algorithm-based computers now. Believe it or not, there are a whole bunch of algorithm-based computers that are individually and autonomously trading on the stock exchange. And let me explain something about these computers, these high-frequency trading computers, all right? These are pre-programmed by programmers that understood the algorithms of the stock market tendencies. So what these high-frequency trading computers do is they buy and sell trades, I mean, as quick as a millisecond, believe it or not. I'm not kidding around. I mean, they are trading like thousands of trades like for every 5 minutes. I mean, thousands of trades every 5 minutes, hundreds of trades a minute. And the reason they're doing this, folks, is because the high-frequency trading systems that are computerized, that correlate with algorithms and so on and so forth, they are taking a penny here, a penny there, 2 pennies here, 2 pennies there, and you add that up. All right, if you add that up, all of a sudden at the end of the day's trading, which you had nothing to do with, it was an autonomous computer that did it, you've got yourself about $5,000 in liquidity, $2,000 in liquidity. And you add that up about 5 days a week, you got yourself some pretty good coin, for Christ's sake, man. And in my personal opinion, that's one thing I would like to ask Trump about. I would like to ask Donald Trump what kind of regulations that he would put on Wall Street, because I don't believe that autonomous computers should be trading. All right, I just don't believe that. I think that actual human beings should be trading on the stock market. Moreover, all right, I believe that this idea of having $20,000 to $25,000 in your trading account as a precursor to be able to legally day trade is completely ridiculous. So let me explain this, folks. You know, day trading is much like you taking a stock. Like, let's say you know earnings are going to come out for a specific company. And you know, based on its fundamentals, based upon your observations, that it's going to go up. They're going to beat the expectations of Wall Street. Well, let's say that you buy it before they actually release the earnings report, all right? And then when they release the earnings report, like let's say you buy it, 20 minutes later they release the earnings report, and it pops up $2 or $3, all right? And let's say you want to go ahead and sell half of those and keep that half that's still rising in that pot, and if you see it still rising, you take that half that you sold off and you buy back to get some more liquidity and sell off. Basically, holding shares for no more than maybe 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, very short-term trading. Now, if you do this type of trading, folks, and you do not have $20,000+ in your trading account, they will freeze your account, folks, because Barack Obama made it illegal for individual investors to partake in day trading or high-frequency trading, all right? And the only way that anybody can participate in high-frequency trading is if you have $20,000+ in your damn trading account, all right? I'm not joking. Now, who does this hurt, really, all right? It hurts the individual. I mean, wouldn't you like to, maybe take about $500, $1,000 of your money and open up a trading account and being able to kind of, go in and out of stocks throughout the day to get some liquidity? Now, for you folks that are not understanding the vocabulary of liquidity, liquidity means money. It means currency. It means, dollars. That's what liquidity means, dollars. And you see, if individuals were allowed to trade in today's market without having the prerequisite of having $20,000 in their trading account, I think that we wouldn't see as much poverty in America today. If the individual investor had the opportunity to take whatever they had, whether it's $1,000, $500, $200, it really doesn't matter. If they're able to high-frequency trade that money, and at the end of the day they took $200 and made $700 because they were high-frequency trading throughout the day, why can't an individual investor do that any longer? And that's what I'd like Donald Trump to rectify when he gets into office. I think that every American, every human being that wants to trade in the market, no matter how much they have in their day trading account or in their stock trading account, they should be able to go ahead and gain liquidity. I mean, wouldn't you like to do that, folks? I mean, wouldn't you like to just say, okay, look, I got $1,000 extra bucks this month, man. I'm going to put this in this trading account, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow at about 8 o'clock or 7:30. I'm going to look at the news. I'm going to check out the stocks. I'm going to see what earnings are coming in today. I'm going to look at the fundamentals. I'm going to look at balance sheets, so on and so forth, and I'm going to make some money today. I mean, folks, that's what I do, man. I mean, do you understand? It's really that simple, man. I mean, I'm not trying to boast here, but, I mean, it's really not that hard to gain fast liquidity in this market. I mean, especially when you have these ridiculous volatility. This ridiculous volatility. I mean, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. I mean, you know how much money you could make, man? I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, this is why most of America is poor out here, because there is no opportunity. And one of the easiest opportunities that everybody can partake in, as easy as a point and click of a mouse, they're prohibited from doing so because of this goddamn government. You understand what I'm saying, folks? So once again, I would strongly advise everybody to please tweet at Donald Trump and tell him that, look, we want this $20,000 to day trade lifted, all right? I think that everybody should have the right to day trade, man. I mean, there is so much liquidity out here in this market. I mean, people could literally make hundreds of dollars a day, all right? I'm not kidding around, man. So once again, the only reason that people can't day trade now is because you have to have $20,000 in your damn account to do so legally. Legally. If you try to day trade with anything less than 20 grand, they're going to freeze your account, all right? I mean, I've had a lot of people say this to me. I was unaware of this law, all right? I mean, that just goes to show you how these bureaucrats like to just go ahead and slip laws right underneath people's faces, for Christ's sake, man. And you see, that's why we don't see E-Trade and, TD Waterhouse and all these freaking commercials that we used to see in the 90s and the early 2000s. Remember that? Oh, yeah, we used to see all these commercials. Remember that baby, that talking baby, for Christ's sake, for E-Trade? Why do you think they always advertised? Because they wanted more investors to go into the market and high-frequency trade. Well, you can't do that anymore, and you can thank Mr. Yes We Can, Barack Obama, for that, for Christ's sake, and that's why there is no opportunity for individuals out here, and I think it's a goddamn shame. It's a goddamn shame that there ain't no opportunity for individuals out here, and there is an opportunity. It's called the stock market, all right? I mean, literally, you can hold on to a stock for 1 hour. It'll go up about $1, $2. You get out, and however many shares that you had, let's say for the sake of argument, folks, that you bought yourself a share of something in 1 hour, all right? Let's say you bought the shares of so on and so forth company. You hold it for 1 hour, and you buy 100 shares of that son of a bitch, all right? For every dollar that son of a bitch goes up, you made $100. I'm serious, man. I mean, for every dollar that damn stock goes up, if you have 100 shares, it's $100. Now, just imagine if you had 1,000 shares, huh? Just imagine if you were to purchase 1,000 shares, and you held it for about, however long, whether 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever the case might be, every dollar it moves up, it's $1,000. All right? I'm serious, man. I mean, it's that simple to make money in this freaking market. The only thing prohibiting you from doing so is the law. And the law is that you have to have $20,000 in your damn trading account, and if you don't, it's illegal for you to day trade. All right? Thank you, Barack Obama. Thanks for taking away opportunities from the American people, you communist scumbag. Anyway, I didn't mean to get off on that soliloquy, folks, but to be honest with you, I think that we'd have a lot more rich capitalists if we had the ability, and I'm talking about, individuals that don't have $20,000 in their accounts to be able to day trade, all right? I mean, I think that people would get a lot more wealthy, a lot more faster if we had individuals in the market have the ability to day trade whatever they have. I mean, whether it's $500, $1,000, $10,000, it doesn't matter. Anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. We're already well into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. If you haven't already done so, folks, please bookmark the show at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, and if you haven't already done so, follow me on Twitter, folks. Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the Twitter name to follow. And before I get on with anything else, there's all kinds of little social media buttons next to the player right in front of you right there. All kinds of Facebook like buttons, all kinds of retweet this button, social media buttons. Use and abuse those freaking buttons, baby, all right? It's just a freaking click, for Christ's sake, man. Spread it around. Spread it around. Spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. Now, before we get on to anything else, folks, I'd like for everybody to please retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account if you would like a shout-out right here live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, Politics Ghost is the name. And retweet the first tweet. I'm not talking about the pinned tweet. I'm talking about the first tweet after the pinned tweet. If you want a shout-out, do that right here, right now, and I'll give you a shout-out live on the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, all right? All right, here we go. We got Alpha957. We got Fidel Ghostler. Yeah, stupid scumbag. Get that asshole. Get him out. Piece of crap. All right, we got Yorkshire Capitalist. Fishing in Houston, asshole. Fishing in Houston. Just shove it up your ass, all right? It ain't no thing. We're used to floods out here in Texas, baby. It ain't no thing. We're going to brush our shoulders off with this crap, all right? Doesn't matter what HARP brings at us. Bring it on! Anyway, we got Gigapower in the house. Godzilla 3709 in the place. We got Bareback Ghost. You sick son of a bitch. Get that asshole off my screen. Get him off, engineer! Jesus Christ. We got ham bones for Ghost. Yeah, real funny, asshole. We got the Brony Network, and the Brony Network? There's a network of this? I mean, I'm getting infested by bronies. Jesus Christ. Houston's public pool? Yeah, real funny, you jerk dicks. We got Asho in the house. What's going on? We've got, I'm not saying that sick-ass name, Corn Blaster? Are you crapping me? Corn Blaster? Jesus Christ. Mr. Joker 123, whatever the hell your name is. UK Ghosty in the house. Four wheels, one ghost, you piece of... You piece of... crap! God damn it, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you, stupid troll terrorist, you stupid cyber vermin, I am not a cripple. Do you understand it? I'm not in a goddamn wheelchair. You see, you scumbags. I say, I make one reference in relation to some kind of a what-if situation, and you stupid, dumb, imbecilic, idiot, tard trolls out here are taking it literally, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. I am not a cripple. Enough of this crap. Jesus Christ. Give me the mic. Give me that freaking mic. Give me that freaking mic, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, you see what I got to put up with here, folks? I mean, it's just pathetic, man. Pathetic. Who else do we got here? We got Bill Wilson, Towelhead Ghost. Yeah, real funny. We've got Amaya Jew. Ah, you son of a... God damn it, you anti-Semitic, racist pieces of troll terrorists, cyber... simple crap, up the ass, pieces of troll terrorist crap. It makes me sick. You son of a bitch. Jesus Christ, this makes me sick, for Christ's sake, man. This makes me sick. I mean, I'm a capitalist! And I deserve the respect accorded that damn title, boy. I'm telling you, Jesus Christ, I'm telling you, scumbags. You keep this up. You keep this crap up. I got 2 words for your ass. Punitive damages. Jesus Christ, these troll terrorists, I mean, good God. I mean, give me the mic. Give me my mic. Give me the mic. Give me the freaking mic, for Christ's sake. I'm telling you, that's it for Twitter shout-outs, man. I mean, y'all are getting ridiculous, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, it's 420. It's 420, for Christ's sake. I mean, shouldn't you idiots be like, mellowing out, for Christ's sake? You're harshing my mellow. Do you understand that? You troll terrorists are harshing my mellow, and I don't appreciate it. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, what's going on here with this crap? You know what? I'm not gonna. Let me just calm down. Let me take a deep breath here. The sun is warm. The grass is green. There we go. The sun is warm. The grass is green, for Christ's sake. The sun is warm. The grass is green. And what the hell is that stupid panda doing? God damn it! God damn it! You people are pissing me off, man. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Pissing me off. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. You're pissing me off. Damn it. God damn it. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, it's supposed to be 420, isn't it? Huh? You people are harshing my mellow. Gee, I'm just going to calm down, all right? Let me calm down here. I'm sorry, folks, but you see what this internet is infected with, for Christ's sake? Do you see this crap? It's ridiculous. Jesus Christ, give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me that freaking mic, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, people are saying, hey, well, you need to blaze some marijuana. Yeah, I wish I had some now. I wish I had a little bit of tetrahydrocannabinol to mellow me out here, because maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't be so affected by this crap. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ, give me my drink. Give me my goddamn drink, engineer. Freaking Christ. That's better. Here we go. Calm down. Calm down, folks. All right, I'm sorry, folks, that I'm getting off keister here. But by God, are you listening? Are you listening to the kind of garbage that are out here in the internets, for Christ's sake, man? Good God. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, we're going to go back to the phones, for Christ's sake, all right? 516-453-9903. We're taking your calls. I want to hear from you. What do you want to talk about today? It is a free format edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, all right? All right, let's see who we have here. We got 775. What do you got to say?
It's Batman. I just wanted to say.
Shut up. 580, what do you got to say?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Can you hear me? Hey, pretty good. I just wanted to say that I watched that Sandy Hook documentary that you were talking about a few shows back, and
I remember.
Good. Yeah, it's really
good. Look, I'm not trying to say one way or the other, but there is some pretty damning evidence in that documentary suggesting that what they said took place didn't really take place. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm serious. I mean, that's why I alluded to the fact that people need to look at that documentary. And if you haven't looked at it, folks, it's called Let's Talk About Sandy Hook. All right? And it's a long documentary because the whole situation is a complex situation. All right? But the evidence shown in that particular documentary proves beyond the preponderance of the evidence that there was nothing, well, what they suggested happened didn't happen. All right, and what else you want to talk about, 580?
Nothing much, man. I was just calling to tell you that, and it's been a good show so far and all that. Also, one thing, too, is I had heard somewhere down the line something about Goofy Bone. He called a bar or whatever and was, like, asking for you and stuff. I saw that the other night. I just was wondering what you thought about all
you know what? I don't really have nothing to say about it, all right? Maybe I don't want to talk about it, all right? Just don't worry about it. All right, 609, what's going on? You're on the horn. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, Ghost. I wanted to get your opinion on the New Jersey Bridgegate scandal from 2013.
Who cares about the New Jersey Bridgegate scandal, man? I mean, who cares? It's irrelevant, man. I mean, nobody really cares at this point in time. I mean, Chris Christie now, he's backing up Donald Trump. All right? I mean, who really cares? All right? It's not like leftists don't do garbage like that anyway. All right? 619, what's going on? What do you want to talk about, man?
Hey, Ghost, it's Asho.
Hey, what's up, Asho? What's going on, man?
Nothing. I just want to continue where we left off the other day. You were like, that you were wondering about how my mom and all this, you know, like, I want to talk about my mother today.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know you reference my mother as a vieja and stuff like that, but to be honest, she's a doctor, but she's a doctor in Mexico. So that's the only way we can make it here in the United States. And then my dad, he's in disability. He actually got Parkinson's back in the day when he was working for Yellow Cab as a mechanic.
Oh man, that's horrible.
Yeah, so it's been a long battle, but you know, the only reason I called you is because it was after school, and it was just like my after school program. You know how people watch cartoons and stuff like that. No, I went and listened to you and called you up and pretended I was Asho or whatever it was, And like for the porn, I wasn't actually watching porn. I just looked up the YouTube the porn like the sounds, and then I played them over, and I started calling you.
Well, I'm glad that you're admitting this, Ash, old man, because look, I mean, the bottom line is that, I mean, we want opportunity. I mean, if your mom's a legit doctor, I mean, it's obvious that, she's a smart lady, and I mean, I don't know about your status. Are you legal by any chance? I don't mean to say that like it's an insult, but.
Oh yeah, I came here the right way, Ghost. Don't worry.
No,
yeah,
okay. Well, I'm just saying, man. I just think that what you are doing at this point in time, pursuing higher education, you're starting to see that there is a leftist paradigm going on, and it's being implemented on the minorities of America. These leftist programs are subjugating different groups of people into racial divides. And I think you alluded to that the other day, that, you got places in your neck of the woods called Little Nigeria, Little Tijuana, and isn't this what we were trying to get away from?
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but like in the city I live in, it's pretty like a diverse, like culturally diverse, like city, full of Mexicans. By the way, like I said the other time, I was afraid to state that I was voting for Trump. I stated I was voting for Trump today on my Snapchat, and I got a whole bunch of hate. I don't really care, to be honest, because I am not illegal or anything. So that's why they're trying to defend their own society. I am trying to defend my own society as a legal Mexican.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Asho. I mean, seriously, you should. You should defend your legal status. I mean, look, I understand the legal naturalization process. It's very difficult. There's a lot of red tape. It takes years. All right, and then for somebody just to come across the border and then just to be okay, we're just going to grant you citizenship. We're just going to give you entitlements. We're just going to give you free education, free health care, so on and so forth, is an insult. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, Asho. I mean, I know a lot of people out here in Austin, Texas. All right, and there was an individual that used to come into one of my brick mortar businesses, still does, by the way. But was sick for a very good part of time, and of course, his insurance got dropped because of Obamacare, and it was because of these high premiums. He couldn't afford it, and Murphy's Law. As soon as this man got his insurance dropped, he got sick. All right, he got sick. He had cancer of the colon. Okay, and this man, luckily, was able to be cured from it, or at least in remission from it. And as a result, he has like over $100,000 that he has to pay in medical bills. Now, let me explain something. He was in the same hospital room as an illegal immigrant that didn't even know how to speak English. Okay, and this illegal immigrant had their leg amputated because they're diabetic. And obviously kept eating, the sweets and kept eating whatever, the fried foods or whatever the case might be. And they had to amputate. It was an old lady, had to amputate this old lady's leg, and they did it absolutely free. Absolutely free, scot-free, didn't have to pay anything, no bills in her name, so on and so forth. And this gentleman that I knew, he's in dire straits at this point because this man is having to pay $100,000+ to be saved by the same hospital that gave the care to an illegal immigrant absolutely free. Now, that's pretty harsh, don't you think?
Yeah. Was this illegal immigrant? Why did he get the free stuff? Like, my dad has disability. Did he have some type of like disability or whatever?
No, this was
insurance?
Somebody that was completely illegal, all right? Now, I don't think you understand.
God.
Now, because of our Obama and our liberal administration, they have allocated funds to take care of illegal immigrants, because the whole intention of the Democrats is to make these people legal so that they can get their votes to dominate the political spectrum for the future, for at least the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And you see, this is why this is happening.
So it's pretty much like the driver's license scandal, how he wanted to make sure that illegal immigrants had driver's licenses around California and stuff like that, right?
Absolutely. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Illegal immigrants, man. I'm not. This is what Donald Trump is talking about. It has nothing to do with racism. It has nothing to do with picking people out because you're this race, you're that race. It has everything to do with the rule of law. I mean, look, we're taxpayers. I mean, if you work or if you buy products, you're paying sales tax. I mean, we are taxpayers here. I mean, if anybody deserves any kind of any kind of free health care. I mean, I don't really believe in free health care, but if we're going to give out free health care, it should be to American people, don't you think?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we need to, I don't know, it's like a legal status, like Canada has free health care, I think, right? Isn't Canada?
Yeah, but it's a horrible system, man. I mean, I talk to people from Canada, and they wait for months so that they can have their heart operated on. I mean, they wait for months to get cancers extracted from their body. I mean, there's a waiting list, there's a litmus test, and in the process of them waiting, they could die, or the inflammation could get even worse, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, when they talk about the Canadian system, I think that it's just a BS talking point, because nobody in Canada really likes their health system. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. And if anybody does, it's because they haven't really been sick. All right? Anyway, Ash, I want to thank you for calling up, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'm glad that you admitted that, what you were doing back 4 or 5 years ago when I thought you were a little Justin Bieber Mexican kid was just a troll, and I'm glad that you have made something of your life, and I hope that other people that are listening that are trolls now can get inspired and realize that, hey, I don't have to be some loser that, goes around the internets and rabble-rouses people because my life is insignificant crap. I mean, if you're a troll that's making other people's lives miserable, it's because your life is insignificant crap. And in my personal opinion, if all you can do is make other people's lives miserable, well, then why don't you just do the world a favor and kill yourself, all right? I'm not kidding around. I mean, you trolls, I mean, don't get me wrong, some trolling is kind of fun. It's all fun and games and that sort of thing. But if you are making people's lives miserable because you're trying to make yourself feel better, then you're a waste of life, man. You should be eliminated. So why don't you just eliminate yourself? Why don't you do the whole world a favor and kill yourself? I'm not kidding around, man. I mean, these trolls that get off on trolling people who died, that get off on trolling people because, I want to make them scared and I want to make them, get them off the internets and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Seriously, the only reason that you're doing that is because this little social pipeline called the internet is all you have. And you notice, I know that I get involved with the stupid doxing bullshit and all this other crap, but to be honest with you, the only reason I do it is because I know that this little social pipeline called the internet is so sacred to these trolls that when they finally are found out to be fat, jelly-ass bastards, four-eyed, freckle-faced fruit bowls, or just completely insignificant nothings, it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? It's embarrassing to these people that are supposed to be some big internet tough guy trolls that are out here making people cry, that are out here, forcing people to put videos of themselves to humiliate themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty embarrassing to these people when they're finally found out to be nothing but insignificant pieces of trash. All right? So once again, if you're a troll, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think some trolling's funny. Stupid little troll names on Twitter and, some of these ridiculous. I mean, it's fun. It's all in good fun. But if you are harassing people and if you're making people's lives miserable because you're trying to make your life significant, please do the world a favor and kill yourself, all right? I'm not joking, man. I mean, I'm telling you this genuinely, all right? Please kill yourself. Anyway, folks, let's take some more callers here. 516-453-9903 is the number to call. It's the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I think we got the Teutonic Plague in the house. Is this you?
Yeah, it's me. I want to talk about these absolutely unacceptable attacks that caused me to delete my Twitter account, at least for the time being. I may bring it back up, but this is ridiculous, Ghost. I'm sorry. I'll still call in, but I don't know.
No, hey, I don't blame you, Teutonic Plague. I've been seeing what's happening, and this is what I'm talking about. You see, I mean, you're just a guy calling up. You weren't even involved in this show about 4 years ago, and because, you have a little bit of excitement, you really appreciate the show, and you're a big fan, you've got other people who, let's be honest, they want my attention, too. I mean, that's why they're trolling you, man. All right, let's be honest. They want my attention. They want me to give, the same props that I'm giving to you, and they're pissed off about it, man, and it's really silly, and this is what I'm saying. These trolls, I mean, they got a serious problem. They've got a serious problem, and in my personal opinion, I think that if they're going to continue just to harass people for the sake of getting their rocks off, then they should just kill themselves. I'm serious about this, man. And I think that what's happening to you is really bogus, man. It's stupid. But once again, it just reiterates what I've had to put up with ever since I started this broadcast. Do you understand what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but at least you got more than 2 or 3 folks backing you up. It's just me, Sergeant Yoda, you, and UK Ghosty. Shout-outs to those 2 people, by the way, and shout-out to yourself. But
well, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Teutonic Plague. There's nobody backing me up as it relates to me dropping these doxes, all right? It's all me, all right? I mean, I am the capitalist army. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But anyway, go ahead, man.
All right, Ghost. So what I wanted to say was I might bring my Twitter account up in the future under a different name. But there was this idiot trying to imitate me, trying to clone me and be me, and saying things like, "Yeah, I knew where Ghost lived, so I knew what he smelled like. He probably smells like Johnny Walker, Blue Label. Oh yeah."
I understand there, Teutonic Plague. I just would like for you to understand that this is the internet's, and it's not a very good place. And what's unfortunate is that you're a very enthusiastic fan. You appreciate the show, and, I've given you a little bit of attention and said, hey, what's going on with the Teutonic Plague and that sort of thing, and these people get tremendously envious and jealous. All right, I mean, this has happened before. I mean, they've done the same thing to Karaskin. I don't know if you're familiar with Karaskin. They've done the same thing to a bunch of other people that tried to be their own characters as it relates to this show. And this is just what these people do. I mean, I know who these people are. I'm outing them slowly but surely because, in my personal opinion, I think that each and every one of these pieces of trash that think that trolling and making people's lives miserable is such a fun thing to do, they should be exposed. I mean, they should be exposed for the piece of harassment garbage that they are. You know what I'm saying? So, with all due respect, Teutonic Plague, I would just lay low from Twitter for a minute. All right, I mean, Twitter is the only reason I like it is because it's a freaking war zone, man. I mean, it literally is a war zone. It's not for the faint of heart. That's why not too many people have Twitter accounts. More people have Facebook accounts and Instagram accounts and all this other stuff. Twitter is more like a war zone. And, unfortunately, I've been on the internet long enough to be able to, get all these stupid little lamers that are out here that have been on the internet for barely about 5 to 8 years. I've been on the internet since 1993. So these people that try to sit over here and try to claim that they're such big and badasses. I mean, it is no coincidence why, a lot of these people are now getting exposed and they didn't even realize that they were gonna. So, once again, I'm sorry that you got affiliated with this Teutonic Plague. This had nothing to do with you, obviously. You're just a nice feller that's just, trying to appreciate the show, trying to, prove that you're a capitalist and that, you like the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. You're a part of the capitalist army. And as a result, you have these ridiculous losers in life. And let me tell you, the people that are harassing you are the same idiots that have done the same garbage for the past, since 2009. All right, these are not young kids that are doing this, all right? These are, late 20s, mid-20s, even in their 30s, some of them going beyond 30s, believe it or not. And it's just absolutely, utterly pathetic. It's pathetic. And, this goes to show you, and I hate to admit this, man. I hate to admit this, but this goes to show you why the governments are trying to implement, censorship on the internet now. This is why they're trying to monitor the internet. Now they don't want any anonymity on the internet, and it has a lot to do with pieces of trash like the people that are harassing you. So as far as I'm concerned, and I'm saying this to the people, and I know they all hang around in a stupid little group. I know who they all are, for Christ's sake. And let me tell you, unless you tell your boys to stop, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. All right, I don't know what's going to happen. So once again, I'm sorry, Teutonic Plague. Just ignore these people. Don't get on Twitter. All right, you're a good guy. We appreciate everything that you contribute here whenever you call up. I love your enthusiasm. And unfortunately, what's happening to you has nothing to do with you. I mean, it has everything to do with the fact that these idiots want my attention. It's sad. It's pathetic. But believe it or not, you are 1,000 times more mature than these pieces of trash that are doing this even 4 to 5 years later. All right?
Yeah. Hey,
I'm serious. I'm serious, Teutonic Plague. I'm serious, Teutonic Plague. My apologies on this. I mean, I like you, man. I mean, I want you to come on the show more often. I think that you're an intelligent young chap. I think that more people should be able to pursue their endeavors like you are. I know that you got full scholarship. I know that you're trying to be a budding scientist. And in my personal opinion, I think you should still go full throttle on that, for Christ's sake, man. Don't let these pieces of garbage trolls, which are insignificant nothings, all right? I mean, half these people are living with other people, all right? It's probably Mammy or it's Grammy or somebody, all right? And they are not going to do anything with their pathetically anal lives. And unfortunately, you are a target for them to wax their carrots and to, pretend that they're accomplishing something in life when they've accomplished nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once again, Teutonic, go ahead. What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Well, first I was going to say don't hang up. I'd like to listen to the rest of the show, and I think I might come back in the queue for everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and you know what I'm talking about as it pertains to that. But I think what needs to happen is this wounded soldier of the capitalist army, I'm down but not out, but I need a little support. I need some help getting these trolls out of my way so I can create another Twitter page.
If I were you, I wouldn't even play this game, man. All right? I mean, look, that's why I've got so many enemies as it relates to these stupid trolls, because I played their stupid game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and unfortunately, I can play it. All right? I mean, I know the internets. All right? I mean, if I can dox presidential candidates, I mean, if I can dox, Rennis Priebus. All right, I mean, I've got Paul Ryan's address and phone number. I've got Mitt Romney's addresses and phone numbers. I mean, I've got, you name them, I've got them. All right, I've got Bernie Sanders' phone number and address in Vermont. I've got them all. If I can do that, these stupid trolls that think that they're so big and bad, I'm telling you, they got another thing coming. That's all I'm saying. I mean, look, I would strongly advise you just not to even bother partaking in this ridiculous game because, I'm pretty deep into it. That's why these idiots are all saying, "Oh, I know who you are. I'm gonna dox you." And the thing about it is, even if they did dox me, you know what I would do? I would turn into aside from the homosexuality, but I would turn into Nero and start just going around. I mean, that would help me go around and start lecturing all over the country, all over the world, for Christ's sake, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these people thinking by doxing me, which, it's going to be pretty hard because there is nothing on me on this internet. I have no picture on this internet. All right, there is no evidence of me on this internet. I knew that this was going to happen, that the invasion of privacy was going to happen back in '93. I mean, when they were asking people back in '93, "Oh yeah, give us your name, give us this, give us that." I mean, seriously, who cares? And that's why all these people are so upset. They all think they know who I am. They all think they know this and that. And who cares if they do or don't, man? I mean, what's the worst they can do? What are they going to do? I'm going to swat you. Big deal. You think I give a crap? You think I give a crap that these people are going to do? I don't care. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, these people, just like you said, Teutonic Plague, I mean, if they dox me, they're going to make me famous. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'll write my own autobiography, for Christ. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. If they dox me, I'll write my own autobiography, for Christ's sake. And you know what I'll name it? I'll name it The King of All Trolls, for Christ's sake. That's what I'll name it. The King of All Trolls. All right? And you know what I'll do? I'll go around the country. I'll be lecturing all over the world about this crap, talking about trolls, talking about how these people harass people, what they do. I mean, I am firsthand witness to this crap. All right? So once again, Teutonic Plague, you have any more last words?
Yeah, I do. Hold on. Let me think of it. Yeah, I know what I was going to say. I like the Twitter shout-outs, and I like getting Twitter shout-outs, and unfortunately I can't have one of those if I don't partake in the Twitter, because you only say the names of the folks that have Twitter accounts and are retweeting. And you can't retweet without a Twitter account, so...
No, don't worry about it. I'll give you a shout-out no matter what, man. Just stay off Twitter, man. I know that you're a good guy. You don't need to be affiliated with any of this nonsense. It's a shame that these pieces of garbage... And look, it's not just males partaking in this. It's females, too. I mean, that's what's sad about this, man. I mean, you've got loser females. With all due respect to the females that are partaking in this, you're ugly, all right? You're ugly, disgusting piece of trash. And the only reason that you're on the internet is because you can't swoon men or males in real life because you look like an ugly piece of garbage. And if you aren't an ugly piece of garbage, you're so immature that no self-respecting man will want to talk to you, all right? I mean, it's just as simple as that. So once again, man, I'll give you a shout-out. Don't worry about it, Teutonic Plague, all right? Stay off Twitter, all right? There's no reason to be affiliated with any of these pieces of garbage anymore. All right, I appreciate you, and other Capitalist Army members appreciate you, man, and just keep on trucking, man. And don't let this interfere with your personal life. Don't let this interfere with your school life. I mean, you keep doing what you do, and I'm telling you, within the next 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to be living lavish, you're going to be making capital, and you're going to be thinking about these trolls, which are probably going to be doing the same goddamn thing, and you're going to be like, oh, man, what peasants? You know what I mean? What ignorant pieces of socialist trash? You know what I mean? They're going to be shining your shoes, man. I'm not joking. They're going to be shining your shoes one day because you are properly educated. You're going to be a scientist. You're going to be going out there making capital. You're going to be contributing to society. And these people, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. They have no direction to doing that. And once again, man, I'm proud of you. Don't let any of these people hate on you. Don't let them demoralize you because you are the master of your own domain, man. You carve out your own destiny. And once again, man, I'm proud of you. I know who you are. And just keep on trucking, all right, Teutonic Plague?
Yeah, man, don't hang up. I'll be back for Radio Graffiti if that's fine by you.
All right, no problem, man. I appreciate it. And once again, I did not mean to get off keister on that. Unfortunately, we're got a lot of these loser trolls once again, trying to pick on somebody because, oh, he's getting Ghost's attention, and that's not fair. As a matter of fact, we got Karaskin in the house. Are you there, Karaskin?
Yeah, I'm pissed off about the Blog Talk Radio queue cutting me off all the time.
I'm sorry there, Karaskin, but, I mean, can you tell Teutonic Plague about these trolls a little bit, man?
Okay, sure. Hey, Teutonic, trolls are like the infected little creatures that they want to make your lives miserable. However, there are some that try to make play pranks on anyone who are hyped. Yeah.
I mean, they went after you for a little bit too, right there, Karaskin? I mean, that was just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. There was this one time that tub guy called in during the show, and he wanted me to be in a tub. Why would I want to be in a tub made by IKEA? I mean, God, why?
No, seriously. I mean, you remember when they went after you because we had the Ask Karaskin bit. And everybody got jealous of you. Yeah, I mean, I even had people telling me that, hey, I don't have my own segment, Ghost. I mean, people got jealous of you, Karaskin, because, you became a little bit of a personality. People around the internet started knowing who you were. And because these other trolls, these insignificant nobodies, didn't get the attention, they started taking it out on you. Am I right?
Yeah. must be really jealous about how unique I am.
Oh, well, look, you're a unique character, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, people love you, man. I mean, as a matter of fact, people want me to bring back Ask Karaskin, for Christ's sake, man.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I'm serious. Maybe we'll set that up one day there, Karaskin, all right, man? Maybe we'll set it up and see what's going on, all right? All right. Anyway, let's continue going. I want to go ahead and forget Twitter shout-outs, all right, because you people have harshed my mellow, for Christ's sake. I'm not going to give any more, recognition to this crap today, all right? I've got Johnny Walker Blue Label, all right? It's a 420 edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It was a free-format edition. Let's just go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about Radio Graffiti! That's right, folks. Radio Graffiti, the part of the broadcast in which the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you have to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903. And when I call on your area code or on your Skype name, you have exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind, for Christ's sake. And when I call on you, please don't be a Helen Keller deaf mute and say something, do something, please. I mean, seriously, for Christ's sake, man. I'm sick and tired of calling on people, and they're just sitting there playing with their Peter Popper. All right? So once again, give me a call, 516-453-9903. We're going to go ahead and start Radio Graffiti right now. All right, 210 Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ, you're taking too long. Hey, 808 Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
Chris, no. Bad Chris. Bad Chris.
Well, I don't even know what the hell you're saying. A Baltimore Trucker Radio Graffiti. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, you got to get a better internet connection, for Christ's sake. I didn't realize Net Zero was still around. How about 832 Radio Graffiti?
Ghost, why did you kill Paul the Liberal?
Hey, well, let's not talk about Paul the Liberal, all right? I mean, y'all are going way back in the freaking archives for that one, baby. Who else do we got here? We've got Cave Johnson, Radio Graffiti. Man, yeah, let me tell you, you dumbasses, I don't know if y'all are running on 386 SXs with a 14.4K modem and only like 2 megabytes RAM, but you idiots cannot upload the voice packets to the server, all right? So give me a freaking break, all right? Who else do we got here? We got 347 Radio Graffiti.
I am your host, the man they call host. I'm a goddamn reason. I am your...
Okay, yeah, real funny. 435 Radio Graffiti.
Bureaucratic radio. Son of a bitch. True bureaucratic radio.
Shut up with that true bureaucrat radio crap, boy. I repeat, I will never be a goddamn bureaucrat, boy. Cosmo Brockington, Radio Graffiti.
Because I can't stay long. Last dance with Mary Jane. One more time to kill the pain. Woo! Yeah! I feel summer sinking in and I'm tired of this town again.
Jesus, Cosmo, where in the hell did you find that? That must have been way deep in the freaking archive at blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I must have been loaded because I don't remember singing Last Dance with Mary Jane, baby. 712 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Big Jack, how about you come suck the farts from my butthole?
Shut up, you fruit bowl. Jesus Christ. Go on Grindr, boy. 909 Radio Graffiti.
Let me tell you about sodomy. You mustn't get very hard on me.
Jesus Christ, man. Come on. 971 Radio Graffiti.
All I want to do is see Ghost turn into a bureaucrat.
Shut up with that crap, man. I'm warning you idiots, man. I'm serious. I hate bureaucrats, all right? And I don't say that word hate too often. I mean, even when I talk to in reference to certain groups of people. I don't ever use the word hate, but I hate bureaucrats, all right? I think that they are complete scum of the earth, all right? And if you're a bureaucrat, well, why don't you do everybody a favor and quit your job and go into the private sector and produce something worth a crap, all right? I hate bureaucrats. I hate them. A real black guy, Radio Graffiti.
Dick, my dick, my dick. Trying my dick, my dick, my dick, my dick. For my dick, my dick, my. Dick, my dick, my dick, my dick. My dick, my dick, my dick, my dick, my dick. My dick, my dick. And so my dick, my dick, my dick, my dick, my and I, my dick, and I, my dick, my and I, my dick, my dick, my dick.
I mean, are you kidding me, man? Did somebody actually create that song? I mean, look, I know that song, I say, hey, yeah, yeah. I know that song, but that just goes to show you that it's not about the lyrics, it's all about the music, all right? I mean, that just goes to show you that you can say anything behind a good tune, and people will be like, hey, that's actually pretty good. That was actually a pretty good little troll there, man. Who else do we got? Let's take some callers down from the bottom here. How about Tango Whiskey, Radio Graffiti?
For countless centuries, archaeologists have been fascinated by the tales of the fabled lost city of Austin, which is said to have vanished into the sea following weeks of torrential rain and flooding, though no written records of the civilization.
Shut up! Look, that's not funny, all right, assholes, all right? Stop making fun of Texas floods out here, all right? I mean, it's not funny, all right? We got a lot of people flooded out here, for Christ's sake. And let me tell you something, you assholes, y'all are talking a lot of garbage from far away. You come down here to Texas and talk that crap and see if we don't put a goddamn boot in your ass, you piece of trash. All right, 863, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, keep up the good work, man. You're awesome.
I appreciate it, man. Good. I appreciate the positivity, for Christ's sake. 817, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghostler, I just want to wish you and Donald a happy bar mitzvah today.
Shut up. And don't call me Ghostler, asshole. 630, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I'm drinking Johnny Walker after Buff Harvest. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. What the hell was that? Woo! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Oh. All right, I'm sorry. That's not nice, man. I'm sorry. All right, let me take a drink. I'm sorry about that, man. That's not right. All right, let me calm down. Let me take a drink. Oh, shit. All right, here we go. All right, 907, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Adolf Ghostler, I heard your birthday's today, so happy birthday.
All right, shut up. Stop calling me Ghostler, all right? Don't call me Ghostler. All right, we got 812, Radio Graffiti.
Hello, Ghost. I have a question.
Yeah.
Was the day you came back, was it because of a certain show that you still talk about on the show a lot?
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. How about 248, Radio Graffiti? Yeah, real funny. Yeah. And Alex S. took that down, boy. You want to know why he took that down? Because he knew better, boy. He knew better. Godzilla, hold on. I lost him. Where did Godzilla? Oh, here it is. Godzilla 379, Radio Graffiti. Was that Poker Face? My Poker Face. I hate Lady Gaga. I'm sorry. I hate that skink. I hate her. All right? I mean, look, 1 minute she's like, oh, yes, this is for the gays. Like, you know, this album is for the gays. And then what does she do? She goes and marries a hard leg. I mean, what a hypocritical piece of trash, that piece of garbage. Burncastle Witch, Radio Graffiti. Oh, you're just, I don't know, you're just sitting there playing with your damn Peter Popper. Who else do we got here, folks? I mean, you know, seriously. 480, Radio Graffiti. I mean, what the hell's going on here? Well, I mean, is this goddamn thing on? What the hell? Are you freaking Helen Keller deaf mutes or what the crap? How about Teutonic Plague? You there?
Yeah, I'm here, Ghost, and all I got to say is this. Shout out to Karaskin. I happen to have Asperger's as well. And you know what I got to say about these trolls? One more thing about these trolls. Their mothers are like hardware stores. 5 cents a goddamn screw.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, for Christ's sake. But, you know, I blame their mothers. And I blame their parents. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, the whole reason why these despicable human being trolls that are going out and getting off on making other people's lives miserable are in existence is because some stupid imbecile ejaculated in their whore mothers, and it's obvious that their parents didn't pay them enough attention, so that they got to get attention from somewhere else, man. It's pretty sad. Pretty goddamn sad, boy. The Mighty Nate, Radio Graffiti. I mean, what the hell's going on here? Everybody just playing with their Peter Popper? 502, Radio Graffiti.
This is Austin Emergency Services. Your request for a life raft customized to hold your wheelchair so you can quote-unquote float down 6th Street.
Now, shut up. Shut your stupid, stinking, smelly hole. 541, Radio Graffiti.
Oh, what's that?
I mean, listen. Yeah, it's you. It's not you anymore because you're a piece of trash. 510, Radio Graffiti.
You guys have it all wrong. You see, Ghostler is Ghost's father and Frank is his mother, and that's why he was pointing.
Shut up! I'm not. Shut up! Stop calling me Ghostler. 812 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, happy Adolf. Yeah, happy birthday, Adolf.
Shut up! Look, y'all are pissing me off with this Ghostler reference. All right, it pisses me off. All right, shut up with this crap. 530 Radio Graffiti.
Oh, she's cute.
God fucking damn it.
Daddy, you should win in the
Oh, no.
I'll get her. We can play right now.
Okay, I don't got more Monopoly pieces, but I guess we could play.
Daddy. Here she is.
What the hell? Get that sick crap off. What is that crap? Jesus Christ, man. 320 Radio Graffiti. I hope Templeton gets injected with cancer of the cock. Shut up and leave my goddamn dog alone, boy. All right? Leave my dog alone. Anyway, where is Templeton? You there, Templeton? He's all right. He's just laying right there. He's a good little dog. How about Ann and the Wizard, Radio Graffiti?
Happy birthday to you.
Adolf Ghostler.
Happy birthday to you.
Adolf Ghostler. Adolf Ghostler. Yeah, stop calling me Ghostler, for Christ's sake. Good shot. You son of a bitch. Damn it. God damn it. Stop calling me Ghostler. All right? I'm warning you. I'm warning all of you, for Christ's sake. Stop calling me Ghostler. You piece of crap. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. Give me that freaking mic, for Christ's sake, man. Stop calling me Ghostler, assholes. I'm warning you, boy. 404 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, are you ready for Hillary?
No, because she ain't going to be elected, boy. Do you understand what I'm saying? You just wait till the Trump train I'm not even going to say anything. I mean, we haven't even hit her yet, baby. There's a lot of things in the closet of Hillary Rotten Clinton that she doesn't want to be brought about. And once again, just wait, boy. 609 Radio Graffiti. Jesus Christ, man. Can you idiots figure out something to do? 616 Radio Graffiti.
Yeah, I've got this shocking feeling in my head, and my doctor says it might be a temple tumor. Should I be concerned?
Shut up, you little fruit bowl, all right? Grow some freaking balls before you call up here, boy. Jesus Christ. 410 Radio Graffiti.
I mean, hell, in my personal opinion, Temple Think is a good piece of ass.
Shut up, all right, you splicing pieces of crap. Leave my dog alone. 775 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost, it's me, Batman. Don't hang up. I just want.
Shut up. 903 Radio Graffiti.
And I hate to keep beating my grandmother here, but.
God damn it, you son of a bitch. Don't talk about my granny, you scumbags. Jesus Christ. 321 Radio Graffiti.
Well. If it isn't Ghostler.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you scumbags. Enough! All right? Stop calling me Ghostler. All right? Stop calling me goddamn Ghostler, you piece of trash. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, we're getting down to that time of the end of the broadcast, but I'm going to tell you something, all right? Call up right now, 516-453-9903. We are going to have some post-show Radio Graffiti. That's right. The only way that you are going to be exclusively listening in on this is if you call up right now, and moreover, you're going to have to hear it in the archive. And, of course, folks, to get to the archive, bookmark the following page, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, that's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, and if you haven't already done so, follow me on Twitter right now. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? And once again, folks, I am going to continue some after-the-show Radio Graffiti on this 420 edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I will be here, same place, same time tomorrow, so tune in, baby. Politics Ghost on Twitter. Follow me, baby. Woo! All right, now we are off the general air, folks, and I hope that everybody who is on the air or listening to me right now on the phone, you are the only people that are exclusive to listen right now. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Let's continue on with some after-the-show Radio Graffiti, and we're going to start it right now. All right, let's continue going, shall we? We got 941 Radio Graffiti.
Dear Tonic, going to be 3 shout-outs. Teutonic Plague, Vinny from Vine Toss, and your man, Herman Sugarcane, baby.
Hey, thanks a lot, Karaskin. I appreciate it. We've got 831 Radio Graffiti.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.
Hey, 831, you there? Oh, Jesus Christ. Who else do we got going on over here? How about Renegade Supreme Dalek, Radio Graffiti? I love each and every bureaucrat. And, I like to consider myself a little bit of a bureaucrat. Woo! Shove it up your goddamn ass, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ, man. I'm telling you, see, I am not a bureaucrat. Piece of garbage. Who else do we got? Professor Poop Tickler, all right? Radio Goddamn Graffiti. Get him off. Stop it. Stop with this goddamn Hitler references, for Christ's sake, you stupid morons. All right? Don't call me Ghostler. Don't make any references to Hitler as it relates to me, for Christ's sake. I'm sick of it. Don't call me Ghostler. Jesus Christ. 919 Radio Graffiti.
Don't have much to say. Just saying hi.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for calling up. How about 714 Radio Graffiti? Oh, Jesus Christ. Helen Keller, deaf mutes up in here. 205 Radio Graffiti.
What kind of costume is that? It's Ghost costume. Zig zag, zig zag, hot bang.
Where did you get that costume, young man?
Ghost made it. Zig zag, zig zag.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm getting sick of these stupid little Hitler references, man. Shove them up your ass already, all right? Shove them straight up your ass. Jesus Christ. How about 239 Radio Graffiti? What, are you just going to sit there? Is that it? Huh? 479 Radio Graffiti.
Simpleton wants me. Fuck me.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you sick bastards. 651 Radio Graffiti.
Rest in peace, Eric and Dylan. Euros.
Okay, well, rest in peace, whoever. How about 907 Radio Graffiti?
Say to you, you look like a Jew. You smell like a Hambo. And you look like one too.
Now, shove it up your ass, all right? And stop with the happy birthday references, all right? The Hitler references, the Ghostler references. Shove it up your ass, all right? Shove it up your clogged up shit funnels, you stupid glory hole serving pieces of nipple clamp loving butt plug up the ass looking chicken eating corn boy crap. Shove it up your ass. 864 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, man, that one caller was talking about Eric and Dylan from the Columbine shootings, and I just got a message for him. Fuck you, Texas. Fuck you, local talkers.
No. Let's not start this crap, please, all right? Let's not start that crap. Anyway, we got area code 209, Radio Graffiti.
Hey, how you doing, Ghost? I just have one thing to say. Happy birthday, Adolf Ghostler, you white male.
Oh, shove it up your ass, man. Stop calling me Ghostler. God damn it, stop calling me goddamn Ghostler. Jesus Christ, man, I'm telling you, it makes me sick. Anyway, 616 Radio Graffiti.
If you're a bureaucrat, you'll hang up on me.
No, I'm not a bureaucrat, and I think you're a piece of garbage. I mean, you're too fruity to even be up here calling me, boy. All right? Why don't you get some goddamn bass in your voice? All right? Before you call up here and try to talk some garbage to me, boy. Do you understand that, boy? Huh? You understand that? So give me a goddamn break. Anyway, let's continue going, shall we? How about area code 502, Radio Graffiti?
Happy birthday, my viewer. Ghostler birthday to
Jesus Christ, you freaking Hitler references, piece of crap! I mean, seriously, shove it up your fruit bowl asses with all these Ghostler references, man. I'm sick of it already, all right? I'm sick. Jesus Christ, man. Enough of the Ghostler references, all right? Enough! Jesus Christ, man. I mean, this is supposed to be 420, right? Huh? Everybody's supposed to be smoking reefer. Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're supposed to be smoking reefer. Maui wowie, man. No, but instead, they're coming up here. They're harshing my mellow. For Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ. All right, give me the mic. Give me that freaking mic, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ, you're pissing me off. That's all I got to say. You're pissing me off with all this Ghostler crap. 201 Radio Graffiti.
Johnny Ghostler, National Socialist Label, CIO.
Jesus Christ, you stupid scumbags. I'm telling you, I'm warning you, all right? I'm warning all of you. 530 Radio Graffiti.
I have an idea. How about you lick the tip while I hold the cock with my
You
tongue?
could be the shoe, I could be the car, you could be the fucking map, we could play Monopoly.
Does that feel good, Daddy?
No, it feels...
Oh, my God. Get this crap and get it out of here, for Christ's sake, you sick-ass perverts. Jesus Christ. 814 Radio Goddamn Graffiti. Oh, what, you just going to hang up, boy? What, you a little scared there, boy? Huh? You a little scared there, boy? Yeah, I'd be scared too, boy. I'd be scared too. How about Mango Frisky, Radio Graffiti? All right, let's do one more round of Twitter shout-outs.
Toddler speed bump. That's harsh, man. Big Jack for Ghost. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. We've got Tax His Socks.
Yeah, no kidding.
Cripples for Ghost. That's what it's about. All right?
Shove it up your ass. I never said that, you splicing pieces of troll terrorist crap, man. I'm telling you, if you idiots were right in front of me in a damn bar room right now, boy, I would put a boot in your ass so far that you'd be shitting leather for the next 10 years of your goddamn life. 808 Radio Goddamn Graffiti.
Yo, guys, Communicapolis here, man. Just want to freaking thank you for the show, man, and shout out for Teutonic Plague. Don't let those assholes get to you, man. And sorry, man.
Don't worry about it. I appreciate you calling up, man. Don't worry about it. 646 Radio Graffiti.
You wanna be me, mama, mama, mama? I don't really give a fucking thing about. Mama, just beat it. Just beat it.
Oh my God! I mean, you actually made a remix of Michael freaking Jackson, man, and yours truly. I mean, Jesus Christ, man! How many remixes are out here? I mean, how many remixes are on the internet, man? Jesus Christ! How about the People's Republic of China, Radio Graffiti?
Hey, magic, 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 magic. That's what magic now. Magic, 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 magic. That's what magic now. Magic, magic in my pocket, and that's magic now. Magic, 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 magic.
I mean, Jesus Christ, somebody has an obsession with their pecker shaft and singing about it over already pre-created tunes, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, what is this guy, going to karaoke saying this crap? I mean, I can only imagine some jerk dick, all right, that, is out here saying this in a freaking karaoke bar, for Christ's sake. I mean, I got to take a drink. Give me my drink, for Christ's sake, man. Jesus Christ with this crap. Pretty goddamn good, baby. Nothing like Johnny Walker Blue Label, baby. Woo! Yeah, baby. All right, we got Critical Sands, Radio Graffiti.
I'm a melting hotter frigid. 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 I'm a melting hotter frigid.
Shove it up your ass, man. I'm telling you. You people are pissing me off, all right, to say the goddamn least, you milky lickers, all right? You goddamn milky lickers. 615 Radio Graffiti.
Hey, Ghost, I was gonna say something earlier about the whole $20 Tubman deal, but that ain't really go through. Just want to say sorry for all the shit I've given you before. Shout out to everyone, and well,
I appreciate it, man. Well, let me talk a little bit about the Harriet Tubman situation, all right? Harriet Tubman, in my personal opinion, is a myth, all right? And the reason I say Harriet Tubman is a myth, folks, is because there is no documented evidence that states that the Underground Railroad or any of the endeavors that this woman partook in actually happened. Now, what we do know is that she did sneak out her family, which comprised of about 13 to 15 people that, have been validated by separate sources. But as it relates to her being, in charge and the conductor of the Underground Railroad, I mean, there is no documented evidence that states this. This is all mythological. It's not even a myth. It's more of a fable. It's like Pecos Bill, for Christ's sake, or Paul Bunyan. All right? I'm not kidding around. I'm not trying to be racist. I just think that there are a lot more black folks to be choosing from the 1800s. I mean, there are a lot of black folks that, contributed to America, and moreover, that, created things that are far beyond what a mythological or fabled figure like Harriet Tubman did, all right? I mean, I'm sorry. Look, I'm not saying anything bad about Harriet Tubman, but Harriet Tubman was illiterate. She didn't know how to read. She didn't know how to write, so she didn't document any of her endeavors. I mean, the only reason that we know about this is because of supposed stories that were told, all right? And this is the same thing that happened with, fables like Pecos Bill, who used to ride tornadoes over there in West Texas, all right? Like Paul Bunyan. You remember Paul Bunyan? He was this big badass that used to chop down trees with his freaking axe, and he beat the machine and all that crap. It's like Johnny Appleseed, I mean, I'm serious, man. I mean, that's the equivalent of Harriet Tubman. And moreover, what I find rather peculiar is that they take down Andrew Jackson. And with all due respect, folks, Andrew Jackson got rid of the central bank when he was president, all right? Old Hickory, yeah. He got rid of the central bank that was promoted by Alexander Hamilton. And remember, they were considering taking away Alexander Hamilton off the $10 bill to put forth Harriet Tubman. All right, now, once again, I just think that this whole Harriet Tubman nonsense is pathetic, all right? We don't know exactly what happened with this woman. And to underscore that even more, I tweeted a little parody of Harriet Tubman that was produced by Russell Simmons, and this is a black leader. Russell Simmons always liked to throw his ugly, stupid, lispy head on the freaking boob tube whenever there's some kind of black strife, or whenever there's some kind of political endeavor for him to, get some media time, for Christ's sake. This is a black voice. This man made a parody of Harriet Tubman, so that just underscores the lack of respect of Harriet Tubman by black leaders. Now, if black leaders don't respect the story or the fable of Harriet Tubman, then why is the rest of America forced to, eat this crap, with all due respect, when there's no documented evidence that this woman actually conducted the Underground Railroad, figuratively speaking? All right, now there is evidence that when she was no longer a slave, she went to go get her family. Now, let me explain something about the documented evidence as it relates to Harriet Tubman, all right? Harriet Tubman's owner died, okay? And she was afraid that her and her family were going to be sold off and separated. So she utilized methods in which she smuggled herself out of the South and went back and got her family. Her family was very extensive. It was about 13, 15, possibly 20 people. Anything beyond that is just folklore. You understand that? Anything beyond that is just mythological. There is no documented evidence that this woman conducted herself in the capacity that they're claiming in the history books. And one more thing, folks. One more thing. Another thing I don't like to hear is that Christopher Columbus set sail for the New World because he wanted to prove the world was flat. I mean, this is how idiotic our public education system is, and moreover, how easy it is to relay an absolute lie. An absolute lie, folks. Let me explain why Christopher Columbus set sail for the New World, all right? Or actually, he wasn't actually setting sail for the New World. He wanted a new route to India, all right? To the East Indies, for Christ's sake. And why? Because he got sick of having to do business with the people in the Middle East. Because remember, that's where the Middle East comes from. That's where the whole terminology of the middleman comes from. Because what separated Europe from China and India, which had the domination on the spices, which had domination on herbs and whatnot, the whole reason why Christopher Columbus wanted to set sail a completely different direction is because he was hoping that he would find the East Indies and have the exclusive route to the East Indies to cut out the middleman, all right? He did not set sail with the Nita, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria because he wanted to prove the world wasn't flat. I mean, that's just a complete lie. And let me explain where this story comes from, all right? The story of Christopher Columbus and the world is flat story comes from the same author. The same author that wrote Rip Van Winkle, all right? I'm not joking around, man. This whole Earth is flat crap is a goddamn story written by some freaking author, for Christ's sake. Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not joking, man. I mean, what the hell is his name? Washington Irving, all right? I mean, this was the man that created the whole narrative that the world was flat and everybody thought the world was flat. So Christopher Columbus decided, because, I don't know, he had a hair up his ass, supposedly, he was going to set sail and prove to the world that the world wasn't flat. And they actually taught this in school. I'm pretty sure that many of you actually believe that's why Christopher Columbus set sail. He did not set sail for that. He set sail because he wanted to get a new route to the East Indies, all right? And to be honest with you folks, Aristotle and the Greeks figured out the world was round thousands of years even before that, all right? So, I mean, seriously, give me a freaking break. And that's what, the only reason I bring that up, it's because it goes and reinforces the myth of Harriet Tubman, all right? I mean, I'm serious. I mean, this just goes to show you how easy it is to brainwash people into believing something that was never proven to be true, or in most cases an absolute lie, and how they brainwash a whole population, a whole generation of people into believing that it's actually truth. It's actual factual crap. And that's why I'm having criticism as it relates to Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman being on the damn $20 bill, all right? It's a slap in the face to liberty. It's a slap in the face to America as far as I'm concerned, because I don't mind if it was a genuine black hero, a genuine black contribution to the community of blacks in America, but Harriet Tubman is a fable, all right? It's a myth, all right? There is no documented evidence that this woman actually partook and freed, I don't know how, whatever they claim, hundreds or thousands of slaves. There is no documentation supporting this, all right? This is just a narrative put forth by the abolitionists at the time so that it can bolster propaganda, all right? I mean, it's as simple as that. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on that whole soliloquy about that crap, but, you know, people just don't know their history, man. They don't know their history. And since I'm on here post-show, I want to talk a little bit about, since everybody's calling me Ghostler and all this other crap, which I don't really appreciate, I want to talk about Adolf Hitler, all right? That's right, baby. All right, I'm talking about Adolf Hitler here, and the reason I am talking about it, folks, is because, unfortunately, it is his birthday, and I think that people need to get a little bit more aware of the history around World War II and why it even transpired to begin with, all right? I want to discuss why exactly the Germans were forced into World War II, all right? Now, a long time ago, okay, they had World War I, and in World War I, there was the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, the Ottoman Empire, against England, France, and their powers, all right? Now, let me explain what happened here, all right? Basically, the English and the French kicked the living BG. Well, they didn't really beat Germany, all right? I mean, I don't want to get into the whole history on how Germany lost World War I, or excuse me, the Austrian-Hungarian Empire lost World War I, but they lost it. And they ended up having to pay reparations to England and reparations to a lot of people during World War I. They impoverished the whole German people at the time. They brought in a bunch of foreign investors and a bunch of foreign investment. And believe it or not, post-World War I, Germany was a complete desolate wasteland, all right? What we now know as Germany was a complete desolate wasteland. I think there was over like 4 million people out of work. All right, I mean, if you look at the 1920s and the 1930s, or let's just say the 1920s at the time, Germany was actually producing pornographic material. Yeah, I mean, some of the first homosexual plays and the first homosexual films came out of Germany, folks. I mean, if you look at Germany in the 1920s, it looks a lot like what's going on right here in America, all right? I kid you not. Now, anyway, of course, because everybody in Germany was pissed off, they were impoverished, they were broken, they were lost post-World War I, they were looking to anything to try to bolster their morality. And here came Hitler, I'm serious. Here came Hitler. Now, I don't want to discuss how he came to power. There was a whole struggle around that. I mean, he tried to go to power. He tried to overthrow the government once. He failed. But in that failure, he got popular in Germany. He was jailed for 9 months. He wrote Mein Kampf and so on and so forth. Anyway, let's skip to World War II, all right? Before World War II, Hitler came to power, democratically, mind you. He was voted into office. The Kaiser gave him complete and utter dictatorship of Germany, basically full control. And believe it or not, through his National Socialist idea, this man was able, within 3 years, to bring everybody who was out of work, the 4 million people that were out of work, back to work, okay? And that's why when you see a lot of films from Hitler's Germany, a lot of people had smiles. You know, prior to World War II, if you look at pictures of people or moving pictures, still pictures of people previous to World War II, everybody never had a smile. Have you noticed that? Everybody just looking miserable and just sad and depressed and so on and so forth, no matter what part of the world you find photographs in, all right? Because it was a miserable existence. Anyway, as Hitler basically brought up Germany into self-respect, all right, and basically got them going into full economy, you had the Polish at the time persecuting the Germans, not only the Polish, but the Czechoslovakians as well. Now, you have to understand why these countries were pursuing German people in their lands, because for the longest time in the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, the Czechs and the Poles hated the Germanic people. And the reason they hated the Germanic people, it's just like any other minority group in any other foreign land, okay? They didn't feel that they got the proper respect from the Germanic people that they deserved. So what did the Czechs, the intellectuals of the Czechs and the intellectuals of the Poles did? They started becoming much like what you're seeing here in America. They started utilizing identity politics, meaning that they tried to bolster their self-identity of Czechs, of being a Czech, of being a Polak. They started gaining pride and auto-determination and that sort of thing. And once the Austrian-Hungarian Empire disbanded, well, as a result, you had the Polish create their own little country. You got the Czechs, creating their own little country, Czechoslovakia. And because the Poles and the Czechs had their own country, they brutally oppressed the German occupants that were in that particular region. Now, Hitler, at the time, was witnessing horrific tragedies happening to the German people in Poland, happening to the German people in Czechoslovakia. Now, if he would have just stood by and done nothing, I think that he would have lost complete and utter total credibility in geopolitical sense, okay? So what he did is he basically invaded Czechoslovakia to try to stop the massacre, and there was about, I think, 30 or 40, 50,000 Germans that were completely slaughtered. I strongly advise people to look up on Google some of the photos that came out of the Czechs' oppression of the German immigrants in their newly formed Czechoslovakian country. I mean, they would smash their heads in, gouge their eyes out. I mean, the Czechs hate the Germanic people, okay? So that's what Hitler did first. Then he made a pact with Stalin, the Warsaw Pact, to basically make a deal with Stalin, and he said, hey, look, you invade East Poland, I invade West Poland, so that the English and the French can back the hell off. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. As a matter of fact, the English and the French utilized this particular offensive by Hitler to prohibit the Czechs and the Polish from, killing and murdering and massacring German immigrants as a pretext for World War. All right? And to be honest with you folks, that's what started World War II. All right? Was the fact that Hitler was trying to protect, all right? Trying to protect the German people in these newly formed countries called Poland and Czechoslovakia. Okay? Now, let's say we enter World War II now. Now, I know that, Hitler is criticized for, killing Jewish people. Now, let me explain where the hatred for Jewish people came from as it relates to Hitler. Now, I bet you did not know this, but Hitler actually helped transfer Germans, Jews, and as a matter of fact, Jewish people from all over the nations that he took over, and helped them transfer themselves to Palestine. Yeah, it was called the Transfer Agreement. Now, why did Hitler agree to send, thousands, tens of thousands of Jewish people into Palestine, which is now Israel? I'll tell you why. Because at the time, because Hitler was taking over the German economy and basically pushing out, Jewish influence, because the Jews pretty much dominated Germany after World War I, and Hitler was basically implementing laws that were against the business interest of the Jews in Germany. Okay, so what the Jewish people did was call for an international boycott of German goods, and you see, Hitler couldn't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Hitler couldn't afford for the international community not buying German goods, because Germany's economy was basically reliant on international consumption. Now, what happened is that Germany and Hitler made an agreement with the Jews. If they were to drop the boycott of German goods, that he would help transfer Jewish people from Germany and other parts of Europe in which the German people entered into Palestine, all right? And that's an absolute fact. Now, because he did this, the Jewish people did not stop the boycott. Moreover, they helped, the forces that were against Hitler to conspire against him. And to be completely honest with you folks, that's why Hitler got pissed off at the Jews. He felt backstabbed. He felt like, he went above and beyond out of his way to help the Jewish people. And, when they backstabbed him, I'm not saying it's right at all, but he got utterly upset to the point where it's obvious that this person thought that, something horrible should happen. And as a result, you have World War II and, the concentration camps and whatnot. But lest we forget, folks, that Stalin was doing the same damn thing, even at a worse level, all right? I mean, Stalin killed 50 million people, all right? Well, Stalin and Lenin, Vladimir Lenin. They killed 50 million people. I mean, they were the ones that created the gulags, all right? And anybody who was an enemy of the state or somebody who was at least interpreted an enemy of the state, they were put in these gulags and they were worked to death. Lest we also forget that Mao Zedong's China killed 80 million people. And this is the Chinese government's own admission. Mao Zedong killed 80 million people. And a lot of that was their own folks, their own people, for Christ's sake. I mean, do you understand that communists, they have no problem killing large groups of people? They have no problem, all right? They have no problem killing these people because, like Stalin said, the death of one is a tragedy. The death of millions is a statistic, all right? Joseph Stalin. And this goes into the mentality of communism. And to be honest with you folks, what created communism was Jewish influence, all right? You take a look at the Bolshevik Revolution, all right? You take a look at the people that were leading the communist movement in Germany, Rosa Luxemburg and these types of people, all right? Once again, Hitler did not like communists. And when you started realizing that the majority of the folks that were moving this communist endeavor were Jews, this is why this guy got so fanatical as it related to, Jewish people. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't think all Jewish people are bad, or I don't think they're Zionists and so on and so forth. As a matter of fact, I think that the world could learn something from the Jewish people, in my personal opinion. But what I'm stating here is absolute historical fact, and I'm tired of people trying to put off this false narrative that, Hitler was the exclusive bad man of World War II. Everybody who participated in World War II was horrible, complete and utter trash, and that includes FDR too, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, okay? Because we had no business going into World War II, folks. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. We had no business. But you see, Franklin Delano Roosevelt froze the assets of the Japanese, prohibited them from going through the Panama Canal, started rounding up Japanese citizens, so on and so forth, and basically forced the hand of the Japanese to bomb Pearl Harbor. Now, why did the Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor? Because they wanted the natural resources of China. And the only people that were able to protect China was the fleet in Hawaii. And the reason that America would defend China is because we had an open-door policy with China. And what that meant was we could just go in and take natural resources and get out whenever the hell we wanted to. That's what really the open-door policy was to FDR as it relates to China. And you see, Japan had imperialist endeavors. They wanted to go take over land and so on and so forth. I mean, everybody else was doing it in World War II. So they decided to make a move and decided we're going to bomb Pearl Harbor because it will buy us enough time to invade China and take the natural resources, the geopolitical area, and so on and so forth, which was probably one of the biggest miscalculations in world history. Okay? And that, my friends, is why World War II happened. All a bunch of imperialistic garbage. And the whole reason why we got drug into World War II is because Churchill wanted us to. Do you understand that? Anybody who thinks Winston Churchill is a hero, this guy was a warmongering death fiend. You understand what I'm saying? He was a sick, old, freaking fat bastard. I mean, it almost seems like he got off on death. Many times Hitler tried to call truce and tried to call peace with the English. He did not want to go to war with England. All right? I mean, he was even quoted as saying many times that the English are much like the German people. He did not want to go to war with it. His own commanders have even been quoted as saying that Hitler told him personally that, look, I don't like that we have to do this, but the English were the ones that forced their hand. And if you remember, all right, that it was the English that basically suggested that if Germany invades Poland, then Germany is at war with England. Now, once again, the Warsaw Pact basically says that it wasn't just Germany that invaded Poland. It was also Stalin. And yet we don't hear the same type of ridicule. We didn't hear the same type of warlike crap from Stalin, from the English and the French like they did with Germany. Now, the reason that the English didn't like Germany is because they're the ones who carved up Germany in the Treaty of Versailles, just like we alluded to in this same broadcast, like they did with the Ottoman Empire. I mean, you understand, this is all imperialist bullshit. So once again, folks, I mean, I'm not trying to praise Hitler. I don't think Hitler was a good guy, to be honest with you. I mean, anybody that, has no problems killing massive amounts of people, I mean, they're not a very nice guy, all right? But you have to look at the horrific construct of World War II and understand what really went on, all right? And everybody is a culprit in World War II. Everybody, all right? So whenever I hear these people say, oh, he's literally Hitler, you idiots don't even know what you're talking about, all right? I mean, if we were to believe, which, I mean, I guess we have to because, history is written by the winners, right? If we were to believe the history books, I mean, Hitler did kill 8 million people. And to be honest with you, for the most part, folks, he killed most of his own people, all right? I mean, that's a fact. He killed most of his own people. He imprisoned them. He rounded them up in a Gestapo and killed most of his own people. Why? Because of communism, all right? These were communists. I mean, that's why America didn't really have an approach to Germany when Germany was, going out and conducting itself in World War II, because we didn't really like communists either at the time until FDR came along and was like, oh, no, we're communists, and I'm a cripple that's going to serve 4 terms in office, and I'm the man. Let me tell you something. I think that FDR should be spit on, and his memory should be spit on as an American president. You understand that? I mean, this guy was a closet communist. This asshole was the only jerk dick that served 4 terms in office, for Christ's sake, as a president. 4 terms in office, for Christ's sake? I mean, good God. So once again, I mean, let's be honest about World War II, all right? I mean, there was a bunch of evil to go around all over the place, all right? And I think that people need to be more educated on the subject matter without just saying blanketed statements, all right? Now, let me allude to this one more time. Hitler killed, according to the history books, 8 million people, okay? Now, I don't think that's a very good thing. I think it's horrible. I think that nobody should deserve to be, thrown into some, concentration camp or work camp or gulag or labor camp or whatever the case might be, or in China's case, the re-education camp. I don't think that's particularly helpful. But at the same time, folks, I mean, take a look at the other side of the coin, man. You've got Stalin, 50 million people. You know that this man, Stalin, went to Ukraine and other parts of that particular area of Eurasia, Eastern Europe, so on and so forth, and basically took every single crop that anybody produced in the area. I mean, he allocated all the crops and basically rationed them out to whoever he thought deserved those crops, okay? And because of that, 10 million, I think it was 10 million Ukrainians starved to death. The same amount of Russians starved to death as well. And moreover, folks, that was the biggest episode in world history of cannibalism. All right, because of the communist Stalinist-induced famine that Stalin caused himself. All right. Now, once again, folks, I'm telling you, these communists are evil. All right, these socialists are evil. I mean, Mao Zedong did the same crap, man. Do you know that Mao Zedong, this asshole, when he came to power, he decided that he was going to produce the Great Leap Forward. Have y'all heard about that, the Great Leap Forward? I mean, he was determined through planned economics to turn China into a modernized state. And unfortunately, that cost the lives of about 25 million people. Yeah, 25 million people for the Great Leap Forward. All right? I'm not joking. The Great Leap Forward, baby. And basically, after the Great Leap Forward, the bureaucratic system that he constructed, the whole communist bureaucratic crap, they started turning against Mao after the Great Leap Forward because, they started realizing that Mao Zedong was a little nuts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he wasn't playing with a full goddamn deck, for Christ's sake. So they tried to sequester him. They tried to corner him. They tried to basically eliminate him out of the political equation. And when Mao Zedong got wind of this, what did he do? He called for the Cultural Revolution. And by God, what he did is probably one of the most unbelievable episodes in world history, okay? Now, prior to the Cultural Revolution, Mao Zedong and the communists took control of the Chinese people, took control of their education system, taught the people that Mao Zedong was some kind of a god, that everybody should die for Mao Zedong, that he was the great leader, he was the only guy to unify China, which is true, unfortunately, the only guy to unify China after, 300-400 years or something of that nature. I mean, he was the one that brought pride to China, okay? Now, when the bureaucracy, the government system that Mao Zedong created, when they decided that Mao Zedong was wearing out his welcome and Mao Zedong caught wind of it, he called for the Cultural Revolution. Now, that Cultural Revolution, folks, meant that Mao Zedong said, look, the system that we created is now selling itself out to the Yankees. They're selling themselves out to the enemy. They're selling themselves out to the capitalist. And what Mao Zedong called on was the youth, all right? The youth of China to raise up against everybody from their parents. I'm telling you, I'm not joking. This is what Mao Zedong called for. He said, kill your parents, kill the police, kill the government. I mean, this is what Mao Zedong called for, man. And you know what these Chinese people did? They did it! All right? They went out and did it, for Christ's sake, man. So once again, I mean, let's throw a little bit more context on the actors of World War II instead of just blanketly saying garbage that nobody has any historical context to know about. All right? If you want my personal opinion, I think that Mao Zedong, Vladimir Lenin, Joseph Stalin, Pol Pot, I mean, all these communists were 1,000 times more evil and more bloodthirsty and more willing to kill people than Adolf Hitler, in my personal opinion. Now, am I praising Hitler? Absolutely not. Do I think that he was a great man? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying here is the absolute factual historical truth. And I think that people need to take their heads out of their asses and need to realize that unless you have a great understanding of the truth and of history, you're going to repeat it over and over again. Why do you think they don't want you to learn about history, folks? Because they want you to repeat it over and over again. All right? I mean, it's in the vested interest of the bureaucrats. It's in the vested interest of these communists, of these power-hungry leaders for you to continue with this over and over repetitious gag reel of geopolitical nonsense. All right? And that's all there is to it. And that's why Donald Trump, in my personal opinion, is such a threat to all these established bureaucracies of all this crap that we're seeing all around us, for Christ's sake. And that's why, as far as I'm concerned, I am down with Donald Trump, and we as the capitalists in America, and if you are in the international community, we're asking for your help too. We need to make sure that this man is brought into power, because this man is going to change the world. He's going to change the world from what we understood it as for the past 150 years. I genuinely believe that. I think that this is a capitalist revolution. And I think that we need to push forth and make sure that this man is elected president so that the capitalists can flourish, so that we can not only have capitalism in America but worldwide. Instead of handouts, we have opportunities. Instead of government bureaucrats dictating to us, we have bureaucrats working for us. Because remember, folks, us capitalists, we own these little people in government. We own them. They belong to us. And they should be doing what we say. The taxpayer, the capitalist, the worker. They should be doing what we say. And that's why I went through this little soliloquy here on this post-show edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast on 420. Because everybody needs to understand history. And if they don't, they're bound to repeat it. And in my personal opinion, folks, I'm seeing a lot of repetition as we speak today. Anyway, folks, that's about it for me, man. I didn't realize I was going to go almost a whole 3 hours talking about, all kinds of nonsense, folks, but it needs to be said, all right? It needed to be said. Anyway, folks, I'm getting the hell out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, all right? Same place, same time tomorrow. Once again, bookmark the website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And moreover, I'd like for you to please follow me on Twitter at PoliticsGhost, all one word, no underscores. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow, all right? I mean, look, I'm only saying this information so that you can learn something, because I know that school isn't teaching you a goddamn thing, whether you're in public education or in supposed higher education. They're not teaching you nothing. And you know what's a shame is that you have every answer, every historical story, everything at your fingertips with the internet. And yet what do you people do?
Oh, I'm gonna troll somebody, and I'm gonna make him butthurt, and I'm gonna get his jimmies rustled.
What do you all do?
Oh, look, this is my internet little crew here. This is my little internet crew, and I'm so cool. Look at me, we're trolling people.
What are y'all doing?
Oh, look, this is my internet friends. I got a lot of internet friends, and I'm going to stay up 10 hours talking to them on some stupid chat room like it's some significant friendship.
I mean, this is what you people are doing, man. You people are utilizing what people would have died for about 50 to 100 years ago as it related to the amount of knowledge that's at your fingertips. And instead of you folks going out and educating yourself and making yourself even that much more powerful with the amount of knowledge that is here just waiting for you to absorb, you idiots are completely okay with being morons. You're completely okay with sucking off the government teat. You're completely okay being shameless, being complete imbeciles, being insignificant nothings. I mean, just imagine, folks, if the big one happened. You wouldn't know how to survive. You wouldn't know how to go out and, try to create a new society. You wouldn't know how to create some self-sustaining housing for yourself. You wouldn't know how to clothe yourself. You wouldn't know how to feed yourself. You have no knowledge because you people are so enthralled with being entertained like a bunch of idiots, I'm serious. I mean, entertainment to you folks in today's world is like a freaking drug. You know what I mean? Y'all are like those stupid weasels. Remember for Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I mean, all you had to do was to, make these idiots laugh, and they'll completely forget about themselves. They'll completely forget about the objective at hand. They'll completely forget about their own stupid lives. And that's why I'm so critical of people on the internets, folks, because there should be no reason why anybody who's on these internets is a stupid moron. All right? There should be no reason why anybody on these internets are complete imbeciles. There should be no reason for it. There should be no reason why anybody is an uneducated piece of trash when you have the freaking world at your fingertips. You can have any question that's in your mind answered via the internet, man. But you folks are too lazy to do it. You'd rather be entertained, right? You'd rather be a part.
Oh, look, it's my little internet crew. Oh, my God, look. We're still around after 5 or 6 years later. Oh, we're so cool.
I mean, do you understand how insignificantly stupid you're making yourself out to be, folks? Huh? I mean, seriously, patronizing all these stupid, dumb social media sites and trying to gather friends. I mean, if you want a friend, why don't you go out and meet somebody in real life, assholes, huh? Instead of, commiserating online, trying to guilt trip people into feeling sorry for you or whatever the case might be that you idiots do on this internet. I mean, why don't you go out and create your own social life, Carve out your own destiny, for Christ's sake. But no. I mean, I know exactly all you trolls that have been here for 5-6 years, for Christ's sake. You all know each other. You all play games together. Y'all been doing this for like 5 or 6 years, for Christ's sake, and I personally think it's pathetic, all right? I'm sorry. I think that if you are taking the internet and any kind of social pipeline on the internet serious, you're fucking pathetic, all right? You're pathetic. I'm serious, man. I mean, I'm not trying to say you have to hate people on the internet. I'm not trying to say you don't have to talk to people on the internet. But man, I know you idiots, all right? And all of you people think that y'all are all close friends, and you morons are like thousands of miles apart in most instances, man. I mean, I just think it's rather silly, it's stupid, and then when you get backstabbed by these supposed friends online, you start crying about it and wondering why, huh? I'm serious, man. I'm not joking. I just don't believe. That's why I'm not even affiliating myself with anything related to social media except Twitter at this point in time, because I don't want to affiliate with people online, all right? I did that one time, and what did that get me? It got me nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It got me nowhere. It got me a bunch of people that were really had a couple screws loose, all right? I mean, it got me really inside the mind of people that really they're not playing with a full deck, all right? And to be honest with you folks, I mean, I'm a credible member of society. I'm a producer, right? I'm a business owner, right? I mean, I don't really have time to, and look, I spent a lot of time when I used to go on Pal Talk, when I used to do this, when I used to interact with some of the fans out there. But to be honest with you folks, for the most part, all right, 95% of those losers that I used to commiserate with via Pal Talk are doing the same goddamn thing. All right, and it's a shame, it's pathetic, and that's why I'm not affiliating with anybody on the internet. Anybody, all right? I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to chat with anybody. I don't want to affiliate with anybody, all right, folks? And the small crew of capitalist army members that I do have, man, bro, these were, I mean, I don't want to get into it, but I've known these people since the 90s, all right? I'm serious. I've known these people since the 90s, and let me tell you something, man. I think you need to look back in the 90s and see all the damage that some of these people that I affiliate with have done. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, all right, I mean, that's why I'm not on Pal Talk. That's why I don't want to, talk to any of these people on the internets, for Christ's sake. I mean, because if you were that important, I would find you because you're a businessman or you're somebody important or you're somebody relevant. I would want to talk to you if you're somebody relevant, for Christ's sake. But, for the most part, 95% of the people that used to, hang out with me in Pal Talk and all this other stuff, a bunch of losers. A bunch of shameless, pathetic losers, for Christ's sake. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're upset, if you're pissed off because, you're not giving me enough attention, look at me, recognize me. Hey, you want to know why you're not recognized? Because you're pathetic, all right? I mean, look at yourself in the mirror, all right? I mean, if nobody likes you in real life, what makes you think somebody should give two rats' asses about you in this virtual world, huh? I'm serious, man. I mean, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and recognize who the hell you really are. And to be honest with you, for 95% of you trolls out there, you're absolutely nothing. You're losers, all right? You are life losers. You're pathetic. I'm serious. I mean, you think that I have respect for some of you trolls that are out here that are still doing the same goddamn thing after 5 fucking years? You think I've got respect for you people? I have no respect for you people. Huh? I have respect for people that are actually working, like that kid that called up earlier in the broadcast saying that he was working at some burger flipping joint and had to work with a couple of freaking members of ISIS or some crap. I got more respect for that kid who's actually trying to go out in regular life, in regular society, and conduct himself as a productive member than any of you losers that are just sitting on your fat jelly asses, just sitting here on the internet, not making one bit of contribution, man. I'm serious. So anyway, once again, I don't have anything more to say, for Christ's sake, all right? I'm not taking any more radio graffiti calls. I'm not taking any more of this crap, all right? I'm serious, man. I'm sick of it. I am so sick of the amount of riffraff that really listens to this broadcast. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, folks. I'm really sick at the amount of worthless trash that really listens to this broadcast. I'm sorry. And if you're not a worthless piece of trash, I'm sorry. I mean, if you're a productive member of society, if you're trying to pursue education, if you are a worker, if you're not collecting from government entitlements, I'm excluding you from this tirade. But for the most part, folks, I mean, the majority of people that are listening in, they're fucking losers, all right? They're pathetic losers. And that's why our country is in the position that it's in, folks. Because this is the majority of America. A bunch of idiot weasels that are the equivalent of those idiots that were on Who Framed Roger Rabbit that would forget about their whole lives, their whole existence if you made them laugh. Utterly sick and pathetic. Anyway, folks, I'm getting the hell out of here, for Christ's sake, because, I mean, just talking about this crap makes me want to throw up nasty chicken grease and corn oil and cream of wheat with 5-day-old cereal and stomach plasma. All right? It's grotesque, it's disgusting, and it's pathetic. I'm serious. It's utterly pathetic. And I know that there's going to be trolls that are like, I don't care. I don't have a life, Ghost. I'm stupid. You know what? Kill yourself. Seriously, man. I mean, if all you can do to contribute to society is go on the internet and make fun of dead people, make fun of people that, have no business being made fun of. They're just innocent folks that are just trying to have a good time on the internet, and you find them as a prey or find them as something to troll. You should just kill yourself. Seriously, man, do the world a favor, all right? I mean, you've made no contribution up to this point, especially you trolls that have been doing this for like 5-6 years. You've made no contribution to society, so why don't you start making one by killing yourself, all right? Anyway, I am out of here, folks, okay? Same place, same time tomorrow, all right? blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the address of the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, folks, follow me on Twitter. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, folks, all right? Anyway, folks, I hope you appreciated this 420 edition, this free format edition. I didn't really appreciate it. I really didn't like this show. And the reason is because, I mean, just the stench of, like, old trolls, it's disgusting. It makes me want to puke, all right? Anyway, I am out of here, folks. Long live the capitalist army, and death to feminism, death to socialism, and death to totalitarianism, folks. I'm out of here.
That isn't just the sound of the 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class high-strength steel and aluminum frame being formed. It's the sound of conviction. Conviction that created a lighter, quicker, and more efficient C-Class, whose beautiful form commands attention, while its more powerful, fuel-efficient engine demands to be driven. This is what conviction sounds like. Now, discover what it feels like in a 2016 Mercedes-Benz C-Class.